What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let me get this lined up. Let's get this right. Let's get it right. Let's kill the intro. Intro is killed. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Loretta is in the building early. Good morning, Loretta. Asante, what's going on? Good morning. Brent, what's going on? Good morning. We got a good one lined up, y'all. We got a good one lined up today. There's going to be a lot of people talking today. A lot of people saying things who didn't really watch the full game. Chicago in the building, 1006. What's going on? It's going to be a lot of people who look at numbers and they're going to try to come to conclusions and try to say things. I think it's going to be a funny week. It's going to be a funny week. But I'm not worried about it. We're going to enjoy this week leading into Christmas and New Year's next week. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Maurice. Miss Pamela says, I believe the NFL already have the Super Bowl contenders, the winners, the score is so scripted. Some people say that. I don't know about that. Some people say that. Some of it does seem like the outcomes are already there. I won't disagree with that portion of it. Latika, good morning. Latika, I've been working.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
Wet 11s, good morning. Good morning. Zadric, my brother, good morning. Good morning. I got this on top chat. Let me switch this to live chat. Make sure I don't miss nobody as they come in. All right, I got that set right. Had to get that adjusted. Yeah, so I think this week it's going to be people who look at the stats. I've already seen people start saying, oh, man, the interceptions are starting to add up. And I'm just like, okay. Are interceptions adding up for everybody? Or are interceptions just adding up for Shedeur? Just curious. Dion praying for Shedeur on the sideline before the game was so magic. Yes. Shedeur plays, I don't know if it's every time, but sometimes when Coach Prime is there, he just plays with a different level of calmness that I really like. Different level of calmness. C.A. Anderson, good morning. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Seattle in the house. Good morning, C.A. Anderson. Good morning. Latika, once you sent that to me the other night and I listened to it, it's been on my brain. I'm like, I have to add this to the soundboard. I have to. Doggy Bone, what's going on? Maurice says gambling has taken total control of the NFL, period. It's one of those things I don't have enough manpower to dispute that because it's so many instances where you could point to this decision doesn't make sense on the football level. So I can't even argue with you, Maurice. Wet 11s, I'm going to need therapy after this season. If I can't take it, I know Shedeur be looking at these people like they're crazy. He does. Shedeur did really well in his press conference yesterday. Check out the reels. Check out the shorts. I think that was his best overall press conference that he had yesterday. And this is what it's like being a Browns fan. I know that some people want to say the ups and downs of this season are due to Shedeur. This is just a regular season for the Browns, unfortunately. A regular season. So it's what the Browns put people through. Manning threw 28 picks in his rookie year. He did. People got to be patient. And then we're going to do something today. We're going to do like a blind reveal on quarterback stats. And we're going to see if they talk about these other quarterbacks to the same degree. These are also quarterbacks that they have praised before. They've also called these quarterbacks franchise quarterbacks. So y'all know what we going to do. Acho was talking about those interceptions. What 11? You know what? I saw it come up my feed on YouTube, and I think the title was "Is Shedeur Even Good?" And I said, they won't get me. I ain't even click on it, what 11s. I did not even click on it. I looked at it and said, nah, they not going to get me. Miss Dookie, good morning. How you feeling? I noticed that too. He does play differently when Coach Sanders is present. Yeah, it's almost like he can hear. It's almost like he can hear his father speaking to him throughout the game because he has a different level of calmness that I just tend to notice. T. Ballard, do you feel like Shedeur was checking down more than normal? I feel like he playing a bunch of short routes. We gonna get to it. This is what I think. I think teams recognize Shedeur could beat them over top. So now they are taking away the deep throws. They're putting they're going to a cover 3 more often. They're dropping their linebackers back deeper into zones. So the natural thing is going to be the check down. Also another natural thing you can do is get to screens and stuff like that. That's why those plays worked the best yesterday. So when the defense does something, you have to answer what the defense is doing, and I think that's the situation. I watched the Giants podcasters to see if they were tearing Dart up, and they were so supportive of him. Wet 11s. Were you watching me when I was making my blind reveal? Were you watching? I wonder. C. Brown Run, good morning. How you feeling? Felix, good morning. You're not that late. We just getting into it. You're not that late. Thank you for being here. Charmaine, good morning. Charmaine, talk to him about Mendoza. Everybody who want to talk about Mendoza. Charmaine always has the perfect response when people talk about Mendoza. Tell them about Mendoza, Charmaine. Good morning. Miss Dookie, I feel blessed. I enjoyed the games. Go Brownies. Let's go. I feel good today. I feel good today. The main media were saying the Giants should get Mendoza. I don't know who they think Mendoza is. I'm really trying to figure out why they're pushing Mendoza on everybody, trying to force Mendoza on everybody. 68 got pushed on his rear with one hand 3 times. Yes. That's something I was trying to explain yesterday. I was saying that they are not good pass blockers. As a pass blocker, you take a step back and you have to react. So if they're not good at reacting, put them in more situations where they go out and they attack. That's what I want to see. I want you to put them in run blocking situations because when 68 and 72 got a pass block, they're getting destroyed. Did we watch Josh Allen run backwards yesterday on sacks with 0 comments? That is correct. We did, Maurice. That's exactly what we watched. Exactly what we watched. Mendoza is going to break a lot of hearts once he flames out in the NFL. Yes, he is a quarterback who needs a perfect system. He is not the quarterback who uplifts a whole team. And I don't know why people aren't seeing this. Maybe they haven't watched him. I watched Mendoza from game 1. I watched him from game 1, and I noticed that. So, Tessa, good morning. How you feeling? Asante, talk to him. The play calling is destroying Shedeur's production. I totally agree. Skip Bayless was tearing Dart up. Rightfully so. If you looked at what he did yesterday. Detroit Gemini, good morning. Detroit Gemini, be safe out there on the road. Safe travels to you. Charmaine got it. No to Mendoza. That's a fact. Yeah, they're pushing Mendoza to the Giants hard. I don't understand it. I laughed so hard. Josh Allen was spooked. He was spooked, and he ran. He almost caused a safety when they were outside the 20. And people should talk about that way more. But they're talking about a rookie quarterback and what he's doing. Please talk about everybody trying to say the Browns will draft a QB. Do you think so? I think the answer is no. Detroit Gemini. It's a couple reasons why. It's not. So what people want to do is people want to just go to Shedeur on why they won't draft a quarterback. Look at their salary cap situation. Deshaun Watson is most likely coming back. $80 million cap hit to get rid of Deshaun Watson. They're not a good enough team to just accept the $80 million cap hit. So it looks like they're going to run back the same 3 quarterbacks they have right now. Deshaun, Shedeur, and Dylan Gabriel. That's what it's looking like due to salary cap. Then they have so many holes on the offensive side of the ball. Now you got Quinshon Judkins. You potentially have to add a running back to the mix because you're going to probably get rid of Jerome Ford at the end of this year anyway. So you're looking at running back. You need a lot of help at wide receiver, a lot of help at offensive line. The same thing they did to the defense the last 2 years through the draft is building up the defense. They're going to need 2 years of drafts to build up the offense. If you need all those pieces around you, a quarterback is not saving it. I hear people saying, oh, the Browns are really big on Dante Moore. I'm like, so we crushed Shedeur for his 2 interceptions versus NFL teams, and then Dante Moore is overmatched versus JMU, and he threw 2 interceptions, and we just going to overlook that? It's like, are these people even watching the games? So they're not going to draft. They're not going to draft a quarterback. They've been saying that for a long time, and I've been saying they won't for a long time. Maya, good morning. How you feeling? Yeah, Sante, you know how I feel. They're trash. 68 and 72 are trash. They're not good as pass blockers. They're better at run blockers. So you got to put them in a position. You got to accept who they are. I'm not saying they're better. They're good. I'm just saying you got to find what they do best and keep taking advantage of it. That's what I would do. James Woodard, what's going on? Good morning, James Woodard. James, yesterday you said that the Dogs podcast was clowns. Was it something in particular that they said that you were just like, man, they're tripping? Just curious. Just remember that from yesterday. Raheem Sanders looked good. Draft Nick Singleton. Yeah, Raheem Sanders did look good yesterday. The offense line is horrible. I'm just praying for 12 safety and waiting for this season to end. Yeah, you gotta put them in position to do what they do better because it ain't like they're the best. The Browns will not draft the QB with Watson on the payroll. Asante, talk to him. It doesn't make sense. You got to put that's so much draft capital into the quarterback. It's not gonna work. What number was Levinstein? Number 72. He's playing right tackle. I have blocked Ken and Lima because a double-minded man is unstable in all ways. 1 week you want to give him a chance. The next week draft a QB. Do it. I don't care anymore. Weather Levins, I'm with you. Some people like the whole basis of my podcast is for me to tell you exactly where I stand, even on the hard subjects. I'm going to tell y'all this is how I feel about it. I know that most people in sports media won't do that on a regular basis. So I do it regularly. You ask me a tough question, I'll give you an answer. So that's what they do. They jump all around. R Jizzle, good morning. How you feeling? Free agency is going to help the Browns. Yeah, they need a combination of free agency and a solid draft. Keith Hunt, good morning. Jersey in the building. And Dante Moore going back to school. Has he declared yet? He has not declared yet. I think it goes based on how he performs in the college football playoff, playing better teams. He hasn't seen a lot of defense. So he just hasn't played that many games. So we're going to see. We're going to see how they do. We're going to see how he does, I should say. We're going to see how he does. Shout out. Oh, let me turn this down in the background. I don't want no double playing there. Shout out to James Woodard. James Woodard said, I got something to say as we make our way through the open. Let's get this up here.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shout out to James Woodard. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your support. They need to commit to Shedeur Sanders. You get more out of someone when the commitment is there. That's a fact. You have to let people know that you believe in them. You're bought in. You have to. If you don't give a person that security, how can you expect them to perform without looking over their shoulder? That is what I said. That is what I said when they should have named Shedeur to starter for the rest of the season before they would. I'm like, give him that security. Give him that security. He needs that security. So I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. All right, let's see where we at. Where we leave off at. Both Sanders look good running the football yesterday. That's a fact. Both of them, running back and quarterback. Legendary is adding Legendary is adding viable pieces to his game. Check downs, deep balls, run game, different schemes. He will be able to put together in any game, not just one thing you're good at, but good at all of it. Yes, it's a combination of things you need to get better at. So I agree with that, C.A. Anderson. Mendoza new name is Menoza, not Menoza. Oh no, not Menoza. Oh man, let me get it together. Haslam wants Arch Manning also, so he is going to roll with the current QBs for a year, see what develops with Shedeur and Arch. Brent, you on to something? Did they say how severe Jucker's injury is? It didn't look good at all. So I've seen people say that it is a broken fibula and a dislocated ankle. I believe that's what I saw. So to me, I've seen people say that could be 6 to 8 months. That's what I've seen people say. So we're gonna see how it goes. It did look rough. For some reason, they are delusional thinking just get another quarterback is going to fix Cleveland Browns' problem. Yeah, Felix, it doesn't make any sense. I truly believe they wanted Shedeur but could not afford him. The collusion helped drop his value, then allowing them to get their franchise QB at $4 million for 4 years. Yeah, that's the best outcome is Shedeur to be the one that you get behind, because then if you get behind Shedeur, you don't have that high cap hit on the quarterback if you go draft one early. I also blocked the Dogs podcast. They seem to don't want to give Shedeur any credit for his offense looking competent. Yeah, it's I don't understand the flip flopping that people do. Because we're not getting any new information. It's no new information that would make you look at Shedeur and not believe in him. To me, Shedeur is making strides every week. He's not perfect, but he's making strides every week. So I just think people want to knock him. That's what I think. They want a reason to knock him. Good morning, Miss Brown. The Dogs, one day they good with Shedeur Sanders, one day they not. Got you. Yeah, flip-flopping. Does anyone have any information on the actual Junkins injury? Yeah, Maurice, I think we just answered that because someone else asked it. Shanithia, what is going on?
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
What is going on? Welcome in. Good morning. Cleveland front office, see the writing on the wall. Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Reese must go. And Shedeur Sanders has franchise QB potential who simply needs help. That's it. I agree with that. This is Maurice. This is also to your question. No ligament damage for Junkins, but has dislocated ankle, fractured fibula. Yes. I'm convinced the Cleveland media is awful. When will they figure out it's more to football than the QB? It's going to take them a long time. What 11s? A long time. The play calling is exposing the sabotage. Did you notice Shedeur did an attempt, not one deep pass attempt? I think when we break down the all 22, I think we're going to see it clearly. I think Buffalo decided to come into this game and say, we're going to shut down anything deep. That's what I think they said they were going to do. That was their plan. And I think they committed to it and they were able to do it because they have one of the best secondaries and one of the best defenses in the game, or at least pass defense, I should say. The Bills D only gave Sanders the check down pass. They took away the deep ball. That's it. Our Jizzle, do you remember in Kansas City when they just start having everybody dropping back deep and they would not let Patrick Mahomes beat them deep? That's how they're looking at Shedeur. They're looking at Shedeur the exact same way. Like, we can't let them beat us be deep. What I'm learning from UD is being a QB is deep. You got to be different. We like seeing the final product, but getting there is not a microwave setting. It's not at all. It's so much you got to read. It's so many things that happen. And 3 seconds, when 3 seconds is not a lot of time to diagnose, break all this down, and act on it. Like, that is not a lot of time at all. Not a lot of time at all. Clyde, what's going on? Good morning. Not you look like a pimp again. Shedeur, Caleb, a footnote. Last, my record as a Bears Last year, my record as a Bear was 4-11. Eric Bieniemy. Yeah, Eric Bieniemy is on my list of coaches. He's definitely on my list. I'm praying for his recovery. He and the other rookies never quit this season. The future looks bright for them. Yeah, they're not quitting. Brian Flores, Mike McDaniels, plus Shedeur. I like that combination. 1006, that's one of the things I've been saying. Brian Flores for a long time. I hope they get rid of sabotaging players. If he stays, I don't trust him, especially a player that stop on his finger, not helping him up. I didn't see who the player was who stepped on his finger. Because when I saw the angle of him on the ground, I couldn't see which player it was. They definitely got to upgrade some players. And what Cleveland is looking for a QB that does not make any mistakes. They don't exist. They don't exist with 11s. I think Acho will work with Cleveland media. He'll try. He just doesn't have any depth. Have you been keeping up with Jacksonville? Last year, they were 4-11. New coach, now 11-4. Patriots, Bears, and Jaguars is given the template. New head coach, dump money in the O-line and wide receivers. I have been keeping up with them doggy bone. So at the beginning of the year, I was telling people that I did not believe in Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback. I was telling people that, and I was like, they're going to be okay. I thought the Colts would have a better record than Jacksonville this year. Daniel Jones went down. Looks like it's going to flip that on its head. It's going to flip it on its head. So that is a perfect example. Liam Cohen is going to be one of the videos. He's in one of the videos that we're going to break down when it comes to drawing up offensive plays where the Browns are lacking. I like how Shedeur put the media in their place. Yeah, you got to set that boundary. KC, what's going on? My bot got you? I don't know. Okay. I don't know why my bot got you for that. I lose brain cells listening to Acho, so I don't. Yeah, Acho, I'm done with that. They're pushing the narrative that Kevin has coached the aggressiveness out of Shedeur. I don't think that's the case. That's not the case at all. You got to respond to what the defense is doing. The defense watches film too. Y'all gonna hear me say that. The defense watches film too. People act like the offense is the only ones that watch film. The defense watch it too. The defense got the opportunity too. I went scorched earth on my YouTube subscriptions. I am over the negativity. Yeah. I hear the negativity so loud, and I'm like, I can't go for this. I cannot go for this. Folks don't realize these last 5 games were 12, spring ball, summer practice, and preseason, and he still outperforms. Kofall 88, talk to him. I want to know if the Browns ever study the other team's tape in detail. Every team is ready for the Browns, but they never adjust to their opponents. How does Kevin get them ready for games? I think they have an idea of what they're going to do early in games. I think the biggest issue for the Cleveland Browns when it comes to the offense going against another team's defense is when that defense adapts to what they're doing in game. So in the second half of games, when both teams have an idea of what you want to do, the Browns do not adapt. They do not adjust in the second half. I think that's where their issue comes from. That's where the issue. 68-72 probably stepped on his finger. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know why you are great is because I learned so much from you. I always thought interceptions were bad plays by QBs, but I'm learning it can have context to it. Definitely. Down and distance. Just the same way with sacks. Down and distance. I hear people say, oh, man, Shedeur, the interceptions are added up. And then they say on 4th down, just throw the ball up. I don't care if you get an interception. So are the interceptions adding up and you don't care? Or because you advocating that if he just throws it up and get an interception on 4th ball, it won't matter. On 4th down, it won't matter. So it's crazy. It is crazy. We need Gruden. Not Jay. Maybe John, not Jay. Those linemen weren't even trying to help him up. I got to go back and see that because I didn't, in the moment, there was a lot going on for me with streaming and everything. So I got to see. Beast, what's going on? Beast, man, your Jaguars, your Jacksonville Jaguars, they're going to do better than I expected, man. They're going to do better than I expected. That might be the one thing from the preseason that I get wrong. For the second Dylan Gabriel came in, did you hear the boos? Yeah, they were booing him right away. I didn't think Acho watched the game. I wouldn't be surprised. I watched I was up working on some stuff last night, and I watched Shannon or Uncle Ocho on Nightcap respond, and I was like, dang. Ocho just said he didn't watch the game, and then Shannon, he was just reading off the highlights and stats. I was like, I don't think he watched the game either. So I was going to have their reaction, but you can't really respond to people who are not watching the game. The Bears and Bills coach both said 12 is dangerous. That deep ball scares the crap out of them. These other teams. That's a fact. That is a fact. Acho is hot air and jealous. Yeah, he just blowing air. When you don't have dependable veteran receivers, it's very difficult to throw deep with inconsistent rookies. Bond needs more reps and experience. I agree. Hello, Shedeur Sanders. My name is Daryl LaMonica. I attended Notre Dame, was a starter for the Oakland Raiders. My NFL nickname was the Mad Bomber. Wow, I like throwing the deep ball. Kenny Stabler replaced me. Yeah, the deep ball is what opens up the entire offense. This game plan should help the Pittsburgh game. He has to blend the checkdowns with his intermediate and deep shots. I agree. The problem is they just don't have the creativity. They know what to expect. When Shedeur was talking about that dagger concept, I went back and I was watching film, and I found the All-22 is not out for this game, so I found it in another game, and I'll show y'all. I can't show y'all video, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to the board, and I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what happened, what they were expecting to happen, and what the defense did. So I'm gonna show y'all. The fans were booing Dylan so bad. I blame the Browns for this because they made him to be the best thing since sliced bread. Yes, the Browns did not set this up well at all. They did not set it up well at all. That first drive was perfectly scripted. Too bad the play calling is that good throughout the game. Yes, once the defense adjusts to what you want to do, they don't have a counter. They never counter it. Then you got others mad that he dinked and dunked yesterday. Can't please everyone. You cannot please everyone, Zedric. They're looking to discredit him. That's their intent. So it's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be what it is. The Jags look legit. Yeah, Beast. I gotta eat that one because I was definitely wrong. I was wrong about the Jags. Please stay away from both Grudens. Yeah, if I had to pick one of the two, I would take John over Jay. As of now, I've only listened to you. Wet 11s, I appreciate that, but also hopefully it's somebody else out there you can listen to as well. Hopefully it's somebody else that could just, be honest about what they're saying. Man, I wish Travis Hunter was not hurt. Yeah, he would be making a big difference by now in that offense. It's very clear Shedeur's more talented than Dylan. He will be a great franchise QB. He is a rookie seeing complex defenses in real time, learning and applying the next game. He will be hella good. Shanithia, I agree. He keeps getting better. Y'all do remember Legendary was running that practice squad when our defense was unstoppable in the beginning. Now they are pedestrians since Legendary is QB1. Yeah, it's so late in the year. You got injuries. Guys don't care as much. So you know how it is. They're not. It's just the worst time to go in when you don't have that much to play for. You're keeping my anxiety down. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. No, Jay nor John, please. They are cut from the same trees. Why do you think they are not coaching? Jay is not that good to me. John would be coaching, but he got his spat with the NFL. But remember, these are not my first choices. If you ask me one or the other, that would be my answer. Y'all know my answer is number one, Brian Flores. Number one. Number two, it is Clint Kubiak. OC, I'm looking at Mike McDaniels. I'm looking at Eric Bieniemy, Brian Leftwich. They're not high up on my list. Let's see. DG thought he was going to be the hero and score. Nope. Have a seat. Should have run the Wildcat. Why change now? Yeah, I don't understand it. I watched Bucky's well-off video he put out, and the angle he had of the Dylan Gabriel play, he didn't move the camera. He seen it very clear. So it was just a very good angle of the play. And you see, he just didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing out there. I didn't know Jags fans existed. Yeah, I can't knock Jags fans because people didn't know Browns fans existed. So do we have to keep this sabotage narrative going? Like Shedeur said, we need to speak life into the team. God can turn the situation around for everyone in the organization. I don't argue with the sabotage thing anymore. As long as you say that these guys are not good, as long as you say they're trash, as long as you say the coaches are trash, I don't even I won't let that word kind of take me off my square. Wow, we have not seen a Wildcat in 2 games. Yeah, it don't make sense. Those emails were crazy. Don't forget. Oh, I didn't forget, Maurice. I didn't forget. I want Brian Flores and Eric Bieniemy. Yeah, I want a hard-nosed, tough coach. That's what I want. That's what I want. Shout out to y'all for y'all engagement. Let's get into this thing. Man. Shout out to y'all. Nice open. But let's get into this thing. Where we gonna go first? Let's get some motivation. So, did I set this up? Let me make sure I set this up. Let me make sure it's set up. Where we at? Let's go with some motivation. Y'all know I always like to go to great coaches, great players. We want to get that mindset. So here we go. Let's get this up. Let's take this down. Nick Saban. This is what we are watching in real time. We are watching people attempt to mentally break Shedeur. It's not working. He's built for this. And this is going to be Nick Saban talking about that. Let me make sure I get it from the beginning, y'all.
Kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time. So what does that take? All right, the first thing you have to do is you have to have toughness. All right, you got to be tougher than everybody that we play. All right, but, I've never stood up here in all the time that I've been here and ever really defined toughness for you. The way I'm going to define toughness to you, because I'm talking about mental toughness, and I think everybody can relate to it, is it's all about what does it take to break you. We had to put hurricane windows in our house in Florida on the beach. All right, so I asked the guy, how do you figure out that these windows are better than those windows? What does it take to break them? All right, so if you really think about toughness and mental toughness, what does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus because you get frustrated about what happened on the last play? What does it take to make you give in because it's hot outside, or you're tired, or you don't feel like running to the ball or giving effort or finishing the play like you should because of how you feel, whether you're a little bit hurt? What does it take to break you? I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. When you go through camp, it's going to be difficult because you're getting yourself ready to play an entire season at a high level. So everybody here has got to have a lot of mental toughness to be able to sustain what we do at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect your next play. Or that's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. Just because you miss a block, or you get blocked, or you miss a tackle, or you fumble the ball. What does it take to break you? Our goal is to have the kind of team that...
Now, as I watched Shedeur's press conference yesterday, one thing I think about is mentally, he is tough. Physically, he is tough. This situation is not breaking him. People wanted this situation to break him. People wanted him to change who he was. People wanted him to not be the same person. Shedeur is showing up being himself every single day. And he's getting more confident in it. And he's not losing confidence because teams are sending all these exotic packages at him and doing all these different things. He's not broken. He is not broken. He is mentally tough. And that's the same thing we need. We need to be mentally tough. We need to not be broken. We need to accept that there are going to be people who are not honest in their actions when they speak on Shedeur, and let them people go sit on the side and not even give them energy. I just saw this and I was like, man, this is just so good for the circumstances, because people want you to be down. They want you to be out on Shedeur. But Shedeur doesn't hang his head after a mistake. He just runs off the field and comes back for the next play when they get the ball. And that's how you know he's not broken and he's mentally tough. So I saw this. I like this. I think this really shows how Shedeur is handling himself right now, and you're hearing it from another voice. So this is how you get to greatness. Your mental toughness is how you get to greatness, and we know Shedeur has that. Nobody is concerned with Shedeur's mental toughness. They know it's there. It's there. Let me hit a couple of y'all comments. D, I think you're right about the Jags QB. He's not the generational talent that they project him as. Yeah, that was my knock on the Jags in the offseason, was I didn't really believe in Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, C.A. Anderson, you got to get that motivation. You got to hear it in a different way to look at it differently. And they wanted to break Shedeur. He's not broken. To everyone that listens and supports the best content creator, I will only listen for 30 minutes or more. Others, maybe 5 minutes. I appreciate you, Clyde. I appreciate you. He's not reading the script. Brent, are you talking about Shedeur or are you talking about Nick Saban? Let's play a game, y'all. Let's play a game. I've been working on something. So, besides me learning different things, before we get to that, let's go into some plays. Let's go into some play design. Then we're going to play blind reveal for the quarterback. Let's go into some play designs. Let's go here. I've been waiting for a good opportunity to show y'all this. This is how much goes into play design. And to me, how little it goes into the Browns play design sometimes. So this is going to be Sean McVay and the coaches who learn the art of drawing plays coming up under Sean McVay. Two things I've seen, Shedeur, that shows the two things I've seen that shows I think I want to say the toughness in him. Yeah, I was trying to read it. Oh, Saban. He's not reading the script. Saban. Okay, got you. Jalen Hurts was in that clip. He clearly refused to be broken. I agree. What happened on the last two plays? What Shedeur done to win the game? I got to see all 22 of those because early, my first view of those plays was he didn't have enough time for the routes to develop, and he kind of mentioned that in his post game. But the other ones, I would have to see the all 22 to kind of get a more good angle of what he was seeing. Shedeur's bringing something very special to Cleveland. It is more than just football. I totally agree, Shanithia. Shedeur was blocking. He was on 2 plays. Let's get to play designs, and then we're going to get to blind QB reveals. We're going to look at some stats, y'all.
Of the playbook.
Every Tuesday, you can find a Rams offensive assistant turning head coach Sean McVay's vision into the weekly game plan.
Touchdown! What a call from Sean McVay!
We've had a good track record of some guys that have gone on that have been successful drawers and now are really successful coordinators or head coaches.
Love you, brother. Let's do this thing.
You're the best in the world. Let's go.
These guys be you.
McVay says one of his greatest learning.
Real quick, y'all know Sean McVay is one of my favorite coaches. He's one of my favorite coaches. His guys are bought into him. Whenever I show y'all a clip from Sean McVay, just how he interacts with the players, I'm like, man, why can't we get a coach where the players actually like him? But let me keep it going. Let me not deter.
Lessons came from a job he had when he was an assistant coach in Washington under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan in 2010.
I remember when I was drawing plays for Kyle Shanahan, I got exposure to be able to see how he, looked at the game. Hey, why are we doing this, or what's the thought process behind it? It was a great teaching tool for me.
Yeah, Sean was awesome. The picture draw always has the most access to the coordinator, the guy you spend the most time with.
Two-jet lightning, Z under. Double left, two-jet lightning, Z under.
With McVay's rise in the coaching ranks to offensive coordinator and then head coach in 2017, he's been able to pass on the play drawing baton to coaches on his staff.
I started drawing in 2008. I'm just kind of a rite of passage. I think Shane handed off to me when he came to the Rams. I handed off to Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen, I think, handed off to Zach Robinson. So there's a nice little fraternity we got.
Two things showing the dog in him. He rode into into the guy with the interception. Dylan moved out the way. He blocked tackles yesterday. Got you. I agree with that, T. Ballard. I love him. Look how he supports his players. Yeah. It's different. It's different. I showed y'all a clip a couple months ago of when they first got Devontae Adams. He showed the whole team Devontae Adams highlights, and he was making sure that the whole team was going to show Devontae Adams a certain level of respect by him being there. And it's just small things like that that I appreciate. McVay has a raspy voice of a coach. That's all that yelling. He'd be somewhere yelling. That is all that yelling. All right, let's keep it going.
What was your reaction, Zach, when you found out you'd be doing this role?
Depression. At first, it's a lot of long nights, long hours. There's a lot of pictures to draw.
I'd never drawn. I'd drawn with a piece of paper and a pen on everything. It's not easy at first, though. You're also trying to bring Sean's vision to life on a picture. And so that's hard to do at times, where you don't want players to ever truly run a route just like it's drawn and designed on a picture, because that's their creativity. That's who they are as players. That's what makes them special. but you would like to be able to bring out some of what you as a coach would like it to look like on the page. And that's a challenge. That's a little bit of a form of art.
Coaches use an architectural program to bring the pictures to life. Last season, Nate Shieldhouse held a crucial role of taking McVay's play script to build the week's offensive schemes, which he turned around overnight.
So the starting point would be after I get the concepts of the week and the formations and the plays that we're anticipating running, you've kind of got this library of files that you have and similarities, at least with some of those concepts. You're opening it up, and this week we're going to specifically run it in this specific formation. So you're typing out, man, the formation is snug, right? We're running 11 pop, and the defense that we're planning on getting is over defense, playing cover 3.
And that's what the players use after they see the presentation from the offensive coordinator, and they build the whole playbook off of that.
As I was watching this, I was like, man, I like this so much as they go in depth and in detail. And then you see how coaches have had success in working their way up the ladder and coaching after they were in this role. This is the understanding of the game that you want to see from coaches, but then you also strive to get on your own. So this is the type of stuff I'm watching. In my free time, yeah, it's cool to watch all the stuff, people debating all that stuff, but I really try to get a better understanding to see what's happening and why. And when I watch the Browns plays, I usually don't see as many answers as I see when I watch other teams. I usually don't see as many. What do you think of Arizona coach? He too is a gunslinger. I was just looking him up. He's been around for a while. He looks pretty young. Jonathan Gannon. He looks pretty young, but he was around back when Michael Vick was in Atlanta. So he's been around this thing for a while. I'll just be honest with you, Clyde. I have not paid enough attention to the Arizona Cardinals. I have not. So I'm not really going to make up too much. I know that Jacoby Brissett is putting up some numbers out there. That's kind of as far as I know, but just his ins and outs as a coach, I couldn't really tell you. Gruden with being all that and more. Emails, she-mails. Brent is riding for John Gruden. He is riding for John Gruden. He said that's who he wants. Shedeur draws plays too. When Coach Prime went to his house, he looked on his board and said, "You doing your homework?" Yes. That shows you a different level of understanding. So all of the stuff they were talking about, the lack of understanding, don't read defenses, that was just words they were saying. That was just words. When you have a coach that hypes you up and makes you play better, yeah, you need a coach to believe in you. You need a coach to believe in you. Y'all know, quiet as kept, McVay wanted to get Shedeur when he thought Stafford was going to be down. Yeah, the Rams are one of the teams who were looking to add Shedeur later in the draft because they were watching him fall and they were like, he's going to land to us. They definitely were one of the teams that we heard rumblings about, which he would do so much for Shedeur. It's crazy. Did you see Shedeur breaking those plays down to the media? I bet you they know nothing he was talking about. Wet 11s? Yep, we spoke on it yesterday, and actually the All-22 is not out yet. So I went back. The Tennessee Titans, the Browns ran a similar play. So we're going to get to it. We're going to break it down. I'm going to show y'all on screen what's happening, and then I'm going to show y'all what the Tennessee breaker that the defense did yesterday that changed it where it wasn't available to Shedeur. So, yep, we're going to get to it. We get to it over here. We get to it. I enjoy watching Shedeur's press conferences more than the actual game. Yeah, his press conference yesterday, I think, was his best press conference that he had. Yesterday's press conference, I was all in on that one. I think he did so well in yesterday's press conference. So well. Y'all get the gist of it, but y'all see what goes into it, and y'all see this just is a different level of understanding. I'm not going to bore y'all with that one. Now, let's get to something fun. Let me take this down and change the view for y'all. Let's switch it up. Let's go here. Let's take this down. My camera. Let's turn the camera back on. This should be a better view for y'all. We're going to do something fun. I need y'all participation here. Where we at? Multi-graphic. Let's go here. All right. So hopefully y'all can see this on the screen. I'm going to give y'all some time. Let's do a vote. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. I want y'all to tell me which, let's see. I want y'all to tell me which quarterback had the best day. So hopefully y'all can see this clear. I'm putting the poll up for y'all. We're putting a new poll up that I want y'all to tap in. All right, these are the stats. If you don't see touchdowns, the quarterback didn't throw touchdowns. Let me get to it. All right, let me give y'all options here. QB1, QB2. Let's add a couple more options. I want y'all to check it out and vote on who had the best day. Let me see, add option 4. All right, check out what's on the screen and let me know who had the best day. And I want y'all to vote on it. QB1, can y'all see this good? Can y'all see the stats good? Can y'all see the QB's good? Can y'all see it there? Brent, he's ready to flip. He's ready to flip on the media. He's like, look, man, y'all not going to keep putting us in no bad spots. Y'all got to come correct when y'all talking to us. So let me know. Hopefully y'all can see this better. I want y'all to vote. Vote in on the poll who had the best game. Which quarterback had the best game? I'm going to give y'all some time to vote. We're going to get to it. We're going to do a blind reveal. We're going to see if anybody is truly being honest when they are talking about these quarterbacks. We are going to see. I don't think they're being honest, but we're going to see if they're being honest. Live Gratefully 247. How you feeling? Good morning. All right, Live Life Gratefully says you can see it well, so that's good. I appreciate that feedback. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna do something different. And I want y'all to vote. I want y'all to vote. Shedeur Sanders, hi, my name is Matthew Stafford, a Georgia alum. I was QB. I was QB for Detroit. I threw over 90 interceptions when we made the playoffs. However, I need a new atmosphere. Thank you, Sean McVay. That's a fact. Oh, yeah, the QBs are covered up. I just want you to look at the stats. This is all based on the stats. Live Life Gratefully. You see what's going on. You see what's going on. You see it. How much yards were lost for the sacks? Number one he lost 35 yards. Number 3 lost 21 yards. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up for you. That's an interesting one right there. Wet 11s. That's an interesting one right there. Selmo Fudd, what's going on? How you feeling, Selmo Fudd? I knew 2 of them off the top of my head, but let me get the other ones. Whoops, wrong place. We gonna do something. We gonna get to a good conversation off of this right here. Let's see. I truly believe in coaching matters because the reason why Shedeur holds and hesitates is when he is in his reads, something that would be open. These receivers have yet to turn their head in separation. I agree, Doggy Bone. And they have longer developing plays, and sometimes Shedeur will say, hey, we got to get to this faster. We got to get to it faster because they got to all see that the play is taking too long to develop. It is taking too long to develop. Key Mathis, what's going on? How you feeling? Good morning. Let me find. That was a good question, Wet 11s. Where are they at? Number 3, 35 yards lost. Hold on. Let me see. You got me thinking I'm a football aficionado. We gonna get you there. We gonna get you there. We gonna all learn and grow. All right, number 1 took 2 sacks and lost 35 yards. Number 3 took 2 sacks and lost 21 yards. Let me find the other game for y'all. Where is it? That is good feedback. Next time I'm going to put how many yards they lost. I appreciate that feedback. A.M. Williams, what's going on? Drake May is not up there. Drake May is not up there. Yo D, going to start a stream, membership or no? I've been really debating going back and forth about doing memberships on YouTube. I don't know if I want to do memberships on YouTube or if I just want to keep the Patreon. I think I'm leaning more towards not doing a membership on YouTube and just doing Patreon. Just it's a lot more flexible and I could do more with it. Okay. Number 2, 3 sacks for minus 25 yards. And number 4, 5 sacks for minus 20 yards. 5 sacks for minus 20 yards. So it's up in the air, Selmo, for it. But I'm leaning towards not doing the membership. Just doing just keeping the Patreon. That's what I'm leaning towards. All right, let's check out the vote. Everybody get a chance to vote on the poll before I close it and we get to it. Everybody get a chance to vote. Yeah, Shanithia, the freedom Patreon gives you is more interactive. It actually gives you a place to be. So memberships is cool, but you don't really have that place to be where you can kind of message back and forth. You could interact in different ways. And then also you can store videos, posts, and all that stuff there. So that's kind of the difference for me. Does anybody else need time to vote before we close the poll and we get to it? If not, we're going to close it and keep it rolling. All right, let's close this thing up, and then we're going to talk about the results. All right, y'all see the results. Number 3 had the best game, 95%. Number 2, 5%. And 0% for number 1 and 4. Have you thought about doing a roundtable Zoom so that you could meet your fans? Clyde, I thought about it. I thought about offering it as an option through Patreon because that's something I could do off of Patreon. Yeah, I thought about it. Wait a minute, only one quarterback out of all scored yesterday? Yes. Only one of those quarterbacks, Tessa. Only one. Shout out to Shanithia. Everybody, hit that like button. Hit the like button, everybody. Give Gruden 1 season in Cleveland and his career will be under 500. Stop it. What's up with the NFL wide receiver? If the ball not in their hands, they don't jump, dive, hop, skip for the ball. I don't understand. I don't know, man. It's a delicate balance. We got Isaiah Bond jumping more than he needs to, and then we got other guys who don't jump at all. So I don't understand the balance of it. I guess it's more of a science to it than I understand. All right, y'all ready? Let's get to it. All right, so y'all believe number 3 had the best game. Y'all said y'all could see it. So now we're going to start to reveal the QBs. Should I just reveal them, or does anybody want to guess who quarterback number 1 is? Anybody want to take a guess who they think quarterback number 1 is? Let's see. Anybody want to guess who quarterback number 1 is before we reveal quarterback number 1? Y'all want to guess? Who's the wide receivers coach? The Browns wide receivers coach is Chad O'Shea. He's been here with Kevin Stefanski the whole time. Anybody got a guess? I'll give you all some time. Anybody got a guess for who QB number 1 is? All right, there we go. Ms. Brown says it's Dart. It's not Dart. Shanithia got it. All right. So Shanithia got it. Kofar 88 got it. Wet 11's got it. Sophia Robinson got it. Let's reveal the QB, y'all. Y'all are right. That is Josh Allen. Maya, you jumping ahead. But you are right about that. You jumping ahead, but you are right about that. All right. Number 1 is Josh Allen. this morning, are y'all hearing Josh Allen slander? Are y'all hearing people say? Are y'all hearing people say, "Oh man, Josh is this, Josh is that"? Are y'all hearing the slander? Not that much, y'all. They're talking about, hey, that team will go to the Super Bowl, and we watch that team, and I'm like, they're not going to the Super Bowl. If they do go to the Super Bowl, they're gonna get smacked. They do go, they're gonna get smacked. An idea, the Browns' last game, like a town hall meeting. That might not be a bad idea. I'll see like how the schedule goes. I'll see how my schedule goes. That might not be a bad idea. Just to wrap up the season. Just to wrap up the season. So if we're not hearing anything bad about Josh Allen, are people really having honest conversations, y'all? Are they having honest conversations? I don't think so. All right, moving on. QB number 2. QB number 2. I want y'all to guess. Who do y'all think QB number 2 is? James and Maya, y'all got number 4. Yep, C.A. Anderson, that is Josh Allen at number 1. Who is QB number 2? I'm going to give y'all some time. Guess who y'all think QB number 2 is? Who y'all think QB number 2 is? Let me give y'all some music. Let me double back, give y'all some more music. Where the lemons, that let you know they're not being honest. Shanithia says Mariota. Nope. K-Fall got it again. K-Fall's on top of it, y'all. K-Fall. Wrong one. I want to play this one. Our Kofall 88 got it again. This is JJ McCarthy. Yep, Maurice, we're going by the stats. This is JJ McCarthy. This is the person who they said would be the consensus number 1 overall draft pick if he came out in this draft. Everybody looks at him and they're like, man, he can't stop getting injured. He got injured in yesterday's game. He's been often injured in his 2 years being here, and he's only had a few games where he did well. That's JJ McCarthy. Are we hearing JJ McCarthy slander this morning? Did we hear JJ McCarthy slander last night? Did anybody hear it? I'm just going to be the one to ask the questions, y'all. Yeah. Man, Shanithia, I was close to putting Mariota on the list. I was close to putting him on the list. He was in the running, but I was like, you know what? All this hype that they have for JJ, I had to put him on the list. Are the media saying the Vikings should get Mendoza? They are not. They are not saying it. They are not saying he should get Mendoza. So, y'all see it here. Y'all see it. Y'all know who number 3 is. I don't even gotta. I don't even gotta give y'all time to guess. Y'all know who that one is. Y'all know who that is. Yes, Charmaine. Number 1 is Josh Allen. Y'all know who number 3 is. Now, the surprising one, we had some people say it early, but if y'all didn't see their comments, y'all know who number 4 is? Do y'all know who number 4 is? Yeah. Ms. Brown, everybody know number 3. JJ got hurt, and their backup quarterback came in and played, I think he played 7 plays, maybe only 7 plays. So he didn't play a long time. C.A. Anderson. I don't understand the narrative that because Shedeur was a 5th round pick, he has to be perfect and a Superman. But the 1st round picks get time to make mistakes. It makes no sense. It don't make sense, Detroit Gemini. It doesn't add up. All right, so James Woodard, Shanithia, and Maya got this one right, y'all. And Ms. Brown. And Kofall. Beast got it. Beast also got it. Ms. Brown got it. Kofall 88 got it. Let's take a look. That is one Jackson Dart. Now, as you look at these stats and as you look at these guys, should we be hearing more about them? Should we be hearing more about them? It was just a bad game. A lot of running the ball. Bad game. A lot of running the ball. A lot of running the ball, Detroit Gemini. So, should we be hearing more? Should we be hearing more about them? When y'all see these numbers, I don't believe they benched Dart. Jackson Dart was the only quarterback who played in that game for New York. It was just an ugly slugfest. The score was only 16-13, and he was the only quarterback. The backup quarterback for the Vikings, I'm sorry, he played 9 snaps, 9 plays. Jackson Dart was the only quarterback who played for the New York Giants. It was just that bad. Have y'all been hearing, oh, Jackson Dart is the guy. Jackson Dart is the guy. He's the guy. The Giants know they have a franchise QB. The Giants know they have a franchise QB, and this is what he did. The Browns don't know if they have a franchise QB, but the Giants know that Jackson Dart is. The Vikings have a Super Bowl quality team with a good offense. They got 2 good receivers, good running game, good tight end. They have an offensive-minded head coach. J.J. McCarthy can't shine in that system. He can't stay healthy and he can't shine. I did this because what people want to do is they want to do exactly what Detroit Gemini said. They want to hold Shedeur to the standard of a first-round pick while also saying he's a 5th-round pick and there are reasons why he dropped. They also bring up all the question marks that they never bring up for anybody else. He's missing Scatterboo more than people realize. Yes, Shanithia, and it was a starter in front of Scatterboo who got injured before Scatterboo got injured. So it just shows you that when you lose guys, it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to be different. So somebody said they would give Shedeur an A yesterday, and they said based on Shedeur's level of difficulty, degree of difficulty with what he has and what he has against him. And I was like, you know what? If you're at a degree of difficulty, circumstances, situation, coach, skills, skill players, I understand. But I did this to show y'all, don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the people who are not watching the games. Don't worry about the people who just want to say Shedeur might be out the league. They don't know what they're talking about. It's a reason why these old guys are still getting opportunities. They're getting opportunities because it's not enough young talent. It's not enough young talent in the NFL at quarterback. So they got to go to retreads who are 40 plus years old. So y'all got to look at it. Y'all got to look at it. When you really look at it, I'm not taking Jackson Dart over what he did over what Shedeur did. Shedeur had the highest completion percentage at 69%. Then they're going to say, oh, but it was only because of this. And they find another excuse. I like Dart. He's going to be good. Dart has to learn to play on time and to play and to protect himself. He got to protect himself. Why aren't they pushing Mendoza to the Vikings? I'm just saying. Also, the guy that's playing behind JT, he's not good either. He's not good either. So it shows you that these are not honest conversations. Phillip Rivers got an opportunity because they let him restart his health insurance for his family. That's cool, but why is Aaron Rodgers still on the Steelers? And they don't like the fact that the whole family is close and Christian. Yeah, they definitely don't like the family situation. They don't like his father. They don't like the confidence. Contrary to popular belief, I believe he's seen differently internally. A section of fans refuse to see that. Zedric, I agree with you. you see the writings on the wall. If you just pay attention and look to what they're doing, it's there. I can't stay, but I had to say this. They don't like Deion. The Browns don't like Shedeur. He needs to go somewhere where they appreciate him because he is really good. Misty, I think that the people who don't like Shedeur, I think they're going to be out because if they would have performed, they would have had control, a la Kevin Stefanski. If Kevin Stefanski would have had a winning season and went to the playoffs, then he would have control. Instead, they're winning a similar amount of games that they won last year. They're going to be out. So I think that whole faction of the Browns is going to be out. All of them. All of the ones who pushed that Dylan Gabriel was better inside the building, they're going to be out. Like I said earlier, 12 is playing his rookie camp preseason during these last 5 games. Live fire. I agree. Jackson Fart is not who the Giants been looking for. Yeah, Keith is looking rough out there. Cleveland doesn't know they have a franchise QB because they don't know what a franchise QB looks like. I totally agree. Tyler Huntley was taking Baltimore to a 2D. The receiver did not squeeze the ball. That's a fumble. Patriots won. Guys around you got to help too. The guys around you got to help too. I just thought this was a fun exercise that we could go through so y'all could just see something different outlook. Because when you compare Shedeur to his peers, don't compare Shedeur to these mythical guys in college where we don't know what they're going to do against NFL defenses. Compare him to his peers and see how he stacks up. It's a different conversation. Totally different conversation. And I wanted y'all to see this. So now, Shedeur had a very good press conference. Let me get this set up for y'all. Shedeur had a very good press conference. We watched it live yesterday, and he was speaking on how he had to adapt because the defense knew that they were running a dagger concept. They knew he was running a dagger concept. Let me bring this up here. Skip was on point last night. Oh, we can get to Skip. We can get to Skip. We're going to go through what Shedeur was talking about. I'm going to show y'all a play. We're going to break it down. Then who do I have next? I actually had another thing from Skip, but we can go to what Skip said last night. I watched his breakdown last night too. Hot take: Shedeur Sanders will be starting QB next year. Kevin Stefanski will be fired. AB will remain. Lots of old linemen and wide receivers drafted. They got to keep. That's what they got to do. That goalpost keep moving with Shedeur. He keeps fighting and winning, which is making the haters mad. They are. They're mad. Yeah, he shut them down yesterday. He shut them down. All right, let's see. Let me adjust this because we're gonna break down Shedeur speaking on the dagger concept. So y'all know we got it. Let me adjust this so I can make this bigger so y'all can really see it. And then when we get the all 22 for this game, I'll put it on Patreon. I'll find the exact play he was talking about, and then I'll put it on Patreon for y'all. All right, let's go here. Make this bigger. Bring this over. All right, there we go. All right, so this is against the Titans. As I said, 12 is a prodigy, probably going to be one of the best quarterbacks we see in the next 30 years. He got the potential. Uncle Skip went off. Yeah, Skip don't play. Skip don't play. He does not play. All right, so this is looking like a too high shell. This is looking like it's a too high shell. We know that from the start. You got 2 guys high right here. 2 guys high. They're not even, so that's kind of telling you something. You got him playing closer. You got him playing off. So this could be a lot of different things. This could be a disguise for a cover 4. This could be a cover 6. A lot of different things they could do. Cleveland has a clean house. Did you notice Mary Kay had no questions for Legendary? Yeah, she seen how it was going. She didn't want no parts of it. She didn't want no parts of it. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so this is how it starts. And then they're going to bring in motion, and that's going to change the picture slightly. When they bring him in motion and he motions here, they know it's zone. That's the confirmation. This is a zone play. That's the confirmation that they wanted. Now, as guys are going upfield, I believe he's going to stop here. A defender is going to have to break on it. This player is going to run through. This is what Shedeur was talking about, a player running through. This is the middle linebacker. The middle linebacker is in chase. He is chasing this player. These 2 guys, one has to be deep and one has to defend the underneath guy. And this is the dagger concept where they're going to come right behind the spot that this player vacates. That's what they're going to do. So let's play it, or not play it, but let's keep it going. So now you can see it clear. He stops here. This defender has to go protect this. This defender can't let anybody beat him deep. He is running through the middle. This defender is chasing. This is what Shedeur was looking for yesterday. He is going to replace where that defender vacated, and that's where he's going to throw the ball. This is a dagger concept. You have a through in the middle of the field, like Shedeur said. That's a through, and you have the dagger coming behind it. That's the concept that Shedeur was speaking about. I just wanted to break it down for y'all because this is what we're going to hear. We're going to hear dagger concept from the Cleveland media a lot this week. Y'all know they latch on to one word. Okay. Shedeur's releasing the ball. He's going to throw it right here. This defender can't get to it. Let's go next one. Wide open. This is Cedric Tillman. So by this man sitting here, he had to come down. It opened up the space here. He was chasing. The ball is released. Cedric Tillman catches it. This is what Shedeur was describing yesterday. This play is normally ran when you need a chunk play. So this is a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. A lot of teams run this play. A lot of teams run this play because you are getting normally man or zone coverage. You get zone coverage, you can bust open the zone and find a window to throw it to. So that's what they were looking for. That's what he did. Yeah, Maurice, they call it, Shedeur called it a through route. I've heard more people call it a clear out route. So Shedeur called it through route. That's probably what they call it in Cleveland. I've heard it normally called a clear out route because this wide receiver just running hard and he just clearing out space. So that's how I've heard it described more frequently as a clear out route. But then they make the play. He catches the ball. They get a chunk. They get a chunk play. They get a big gain. That is what Shedeur was describing. This is not a person who doesn't understand defenses. Or actually, let me go back. I want to show y'all. What the other defense did and why they took it away before we move on from it. So instead of chasing, when Shedeur said, they were chasing, the middle linebacker was chasing, and then he broke off and defended the dagger. So how this linebacker is running behind it, he wouldn't do that. He was fake like he was running behind it because they were trying to bait Shedeur. They're trying to bait Shedeur into throwing the ball. So instead of chasing, he would stop here and he would sit on this dagger route and just wait for the ball. He would just be baiting Shedeur. Throw it. I'm going to sit there and wait for it. At this point, Shedeur didn't have any other options. That's what he was explaining. We're going to get to this when the All-22 comes out, but I just want to break it down and show y'all what Shedeur's talking about. This is not a lack of understanding. This is, in this instance that I'm showing y'all from the Browns or Tennessee Titans, this is when the Browns won the rep. Versus the Buffalo Bills with a better secondary, the Buffalo Bills won the rep. So that's what Shedeur was explaining. That's what he was explaining. So I just wanted to show y'all that real quick. Let me get, or actually, whoops, let me go here. Let me pull up that Skip Bayless reaction from yesterday, and then we'll watch the Skip Bayless reaction. Let me get it pulled up real quick. All right, 18 hours ago. Here we go.
I like the.
All right, let me get to it. Let's fix it. Let's adjust the screen. So that's the dagger concept. We're going to hear a lot about the dagger concept this week. So hopefully y'all are ready for dagger concept conversations. All right, we got Skip. Let's get to Skip. Let's see what Skip has to say. Let me hit a couple of y'all comments first. Cleveland has a clean house. Yeah, I said that. Look how they owe Shedeur some money. Yeah, he can't give him a discount. He cannot give him a discount. I hate to see him treated like this. It's not going to break him. It's not breaking him. Shedeur is handling it well. It's not breaking him. He is handling it. He sees the other side of it. The people who didn't like him in the building, they're going to be out the building. They're going to be out the building. And he sees that. Those reporters sick of Mary Kay asking all the questions. Yeah, they ain't giving her no shot. Hi, Shedeur. I looked at your stats against TCU. You threw 4 touchdowns for 510 yards. I threw 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, both were returned for touchdowns. I am JJ McCarthy. Yeah, Clyde, when I saw people saying JJ McCarthy would be the number 1 overall pick in this draft, I was like, man, did y'all watch him? Did y'all watch him? Did you see the guard step on Shedeur's pinky and apply pressure? He tried to break Shedeur's hand. Bro, that's coming from up top. They are trying to hurt the guy. I saw the still shot of Shedeur holding his hand up. I didn't see video. Spiritual War Exposed. The GM and the owner know they need to build around 12. I agree. I understand. I am applying for the Cleveland Browns coaching job. Wet 11s. we gonna learn. That's the defense has film too. If y'all don't hear nothing else from me, the defense watch film too. They understand tendency. That's why when everybody is saying these are basic concepts that the Browns are running, they are running standard concepts. When they say standard concepts, they're saying down and distance, teams do this and the Browns are doing that. They're not going against that. So that's why teams know what the Browns are doing. That's why smart people sometimes don't like to talk to people that are not smart because they just don't get it. 12 is super smart when it comes to the game. He is, Brandon. He understands it. He wants to know the why because he wants to be bought in. You can't be bought in on something where you don't know the why. You need to know the why to be bought in. So let's see what Skip talking about. Talk to him, Skip. Let's get Skip.
A whole lot of what I saw from Shedeur Sanders today at home against a very good, very hot Buffalo team, especially against an extremely experienced and hot and opportunistic Buffalo defense. I saw today exactly what Shedeur said that Cleveland would see before his first start, remember, at Las Vegas. What Cleveland has been looking for. I saw a franchise quarterback. I saw a future star in the National Football League. I saw a young
Spiritual War Exposed. If it's going viral, I'll look for it on X. You know X. If something go viral, it's either on X or TikTok. So I'll look for it on those. And then Spiritual War. If you're on X or TikTok and you find it, definitely tap in. I got the same name, and if you can send it to me, if you find it, let me know.
quarterback who's making so many NFL teams look like fools with his performances. Again, not huge yards today, but 20 of 29 for 157 yards. And don't forget that for a while he was out because he got banged his pinky finger. I think it was on a helmet and lacerated the tip of it. Had to go to the locker room and get that mended. Sucked it up, came back. He's a tough kid. I keep saying this before the draft. I was saying, I have never, I've been doing this a long time, and I've watched a ton of college football. I have never seen a tougher college quarterback than Shedeur Sanders. He took such a beating in his 2 years at Colorado and showed me no flinch, no grimace, no quit. He just kept taking shots, jumping up, let's go, call another play, throw another completion. Don't question his physical toughness, and he showed you that again today. In the big picture, he showed you that he can operate that offense, even though the other serious injury that Cleveland suffered was Judkins, Quinshon Judkins. It looked terrible. It looked horrible. It was so bad, it looked bad live, and then they wouldn't even show the replay. So it's a big loss, but still.
Let me pause Skip right here. Some stuff Skip is saying I agree with. I agree with Shedeur's mental toughness. I agree with his physical toughness. Like he said, if it affected him throwing the ball, he wouldn't have went back out there. He wouldn't have put his team in that position. So I'm all in. I'm all in on Shedeur. I watch these games and I'm not looking for perfection. I know some people, they want to look for perfection. I'm looking for progress. You're not going to get perfection when you have things that are going against you in the game and your team is not better. You're not going to get perfection. So I want progress, and every week I see a certain level of progress from Shedeur. people were saying Shedeur just like the deep shot. Shedeur just like the deep shot. Okay, they put those safeties back. And did Shedeur force the deep shot when it wasn't there, or did he take what the defense was giving him? That's progress. So everybody was saying, oh, Shedeur just want to throw it deep. The progress was made in the game. You saw he adapted based on what the defense was doing. So that's what I'm looking for. I know people want to hold him to this standard like, oh, no sacks, no interceptions. It's just not going to happen, y'all. It's part of the game. Quarterbacks get sacks. Quarterbacks throw interceptions. Now, if you see it at like a Jameis when he threw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, is very alarming. Considering he was a number 1 overall pick, he had all the reps, and I don't even think that was his rookie year. So then it's alarming. But rookie, behind the 8 ball, we don't even have to go back to Shedeur not getting reps, none of that stuff. We don't even got to go back to it. So to me, it's just he's getting better, and I see him getting better. And that's the one thing nobody can say. Nobody can take away. They can pick apart, this passes were batted or this or that. I saw Shannon saying that, he got to figure something out. His passes are getting batted. He's not the only one passes getting batted. This is what the defense is doing. And if Shannon would have watched the game, he would have recognized this. This is what the Buffalo Bills defense did. They put safeties high. They dropped guys back. They ran a lot of cover 3, ran a lot of cover 4. That's guys dropping back. You're not going to be able to beat that over top if you play that discipline. Then they had the linemen. So the Browns wanted to run quick game underneath. They want to run quick game underneath. If a quarterback is in a 3-step drop, most likely you're not going to have time to sack him. So if you're not going to have time to sack him, you're taught, don't get to the quarterback, put your hands up, swat down the pass. That's what they did. These are very easy to understand things that happen in football games. And people who played the game but didn't watch the actual game, they are confused. Bosa made a great play because he couldn't get to Shedeur. They were trying to run something quick behind it. He made a good play. It's not the end of the world. So I think sometimes people take it as I'm defending Shedeur. I'm looking at it through the overall scope of football. Does this happen in other football games? Is this a technique that they're teaching their defenders to do, and are defenders actually doing it? And if that answer is yes, I'm not gonna crush a player for that. I'm not gonna crush him. The defense made a play. What people want to do is they want to take away the defense from Shedeur. When he does well against a bad defense, they say, oh, he did well against a bad defense. Then when a good defense forces a turnover or makes good plays, they want to say it's Shedeur's fault. But I thought they were a good defense. So what makes them a good defense? Chicago Bears, they get takeaways. That makes them a good defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about what you're saying. If they're good, won't they show signs of being good regardless of who they're playing? These just questions. These just questions, y'all. I'm just asking questions. Stefanski has no creativity when it comes to running offense. I agree. That's why I showed y'all how much goes into drawing up plays and you build on the play drawings and look at those offensive guys and where they're at and how their offenses are doing. Skip trying not to curse. Yeah, he was with 11s. Even he won't let himself get down at the offense. He said himself they won mentally. That's a fact. The defense will win reps. If people think a defense is not going to win reps, they're just tripping because the defense is going to win reps. No QB is perfection, even vets, so it's really ridiculous. It is. They need a Shedeur story. Not going to happen when you're playing with guys that should be at Home Depot working. Yeah, they're supposed to be driving forklifts and moving big old things of plywood. That's what it is. Misty, you're not wrong about that. Quincy saying coordinators have figured him out. You don't move the ball down the field as many times as he did being figured out. They just want a new QB. Zedric, you know he's one of the people that I know the game he playing. This is what I'm going to do. For people like that, they playing the Acho. They playing the Acho game. He playing the Acho game. That's all. He playing the Acho game. He playing the Acho game. That man was 6'7". He was an NBA player. Yeah, Bosa made a great play. He made a great play. Quincy is on the ops list. Yeah, he playing the Acho game. Okay, Josh Allen rookie year, 10 TDs, 12 interceptions. Peyton Manning rookie year, 26 TDs, 28 interceptions. Listening to this media, they would not have played after that. Kofar, that's a fact. Also, something else that happened. So, Weather Levins, do you remember you asked me about the hit rate of quarterbacks coming out of the draft? Some more information I got was prior to 1994. So the 20 years before 1994, was it 20 years I broke it down? I think I broke it down by 30 years. Let me see. How did I break it down? I think I broke it down by 35 and 35. But more recently, young quarterbacks don't have the same level of success because the way the media coverage is and nobody is allowing them time to develop. Peyton Manning would not have been able to develop in this day and age. He would not have been able to develop. Peyton Manning first 5 years are not the Peyton Manning that everybody knows and loves. I'm not going to say y'all. Even Josh Allen, in this climate, Josh Allen would not be allowed to develop. They won't allow guys to develop. The media plays a part in that. They don't allow these young guys to develop. Now everybody's saying, oh, well, maybe we should look at a Sam Darnold, a Daniel Jones, the retread route. It's because they're not allowed to develop. So more guys are considered busts now than back then, because back then, if you drafted a quarterback early, you let him develop. If it took 3-5 years for them to develop, you gave them 3 to 5 years. Now, if a quarterback is not the best player in the league after year one, you say, man, that dude's a bust. When other guys were given all this time to develop. So it's not a fair metric to use. It's not a fair way to judge it. It's not a fair way to grade it. It's not. So to me, this just exposes people's lack of understanding, and it exposes their true intentions. Cleveland media has an unhealthy relationship with the QB. It's as if the only position on the team Browns have 99 problems, and the QB is not one of them. Talk to him, Detroit Gemini. A.M. Williams, they're not being fair. They're not being fair in their critique. If they let him go, I'm going from the Browns. Wet 11s, we were talking about that yesterday during the stream. We're like, look, man, when the Browns put people through in 1 year, he goes somewhere else. I said, look, hopefully y'all just, hey, let me ride on the bus with y'all when we traveling to the next team if we got to go to another team. Just save me a spot on the bus, y'all. Quincy is terrible. I can't listen to him. He is worse than Acho. Yeah, that's why I throw him in that Acho category. Like, because they playing the game. So I don't even give them the time. Maurice said Quincy is doing his Tim Scott impersonation. Man, oh man. Neither Tom Brady either would not develop. Yeah, because early on, Tom Brady was not the Tom Brady that everybody knows and loves, that everybody calls the GOAT. He was riding his defense. His defense was the one leading the show in New England. It was defense. We are in an instant everything world now. Misty, that is a fact. They want you to be great as soon as you step on the field and you ain't never played a game. It doesn't make sense. Acho is jealous. Yeah, I think he's jealous. I think he is playing a role. I think he likes the attention that he's getting. I think all of the above. Yeah, I just laugh now because they'll be mad when they don't draft the QB. The fallout is going to be crazy when they don't draft the QB. How about the Browns? Holder, drop the snap, make a field goal. How about the horrible left tackle simply hold blocks on key plays? Ridiculous. Yeah. A lot there. Clock management was a mistake. When you are a team like the Browns, you don't have the luxury of making sure that the last play is the field goal. Just kick the field goal at 6 seconds because you don't have timeouts, and then buy yourself another opportunity if you need it. So the hold, Corey Bajorquez dropped the hold. Kicker didn't get a chance to kick. The left tackle and right tackle are not good pass blockers. They don't pass block well. They are better at run blocking. So yesterday during the live, I was saying they need to run action pass. Run action pass. Run action pass is when the players defend, or the offensive linemen do the exact same thing they do on the run play. So to the defense, it looks like a run play. The offense is treating it like a run play, but it's a pass coming behind it. They need to get to more of those concepts, because when KT Leviston and Cam Robinson have to take a step back and react to a defender, they are not good. On that 4th and 2 play, KT Leviston got pushed into Shedeur right away, where people were saying Shedeur should have threw it away. Shedeur should have threw it away. He got pushed back into Shedeur. So now they're saying, in one breath, they say interceptions are bad, but then they say it's 4th and 2, just throw it up. What if you get an interception? So then when you get that 3rd interception, they can kill you? It don't make sense, y'all. It don't make sense. We're going to need a breakdown. Oh, yeah, Wet 11s, the breakdowns, I'm going to be busy this week with the breakdowns on Patreon. I'm probably going to be putting out 5 film breakdowns this week. It's going to be a lot. What was Janky doing? Janky wasn't able to get open. He wasn't able to get open. Self-hate is a real thing. Maurice, I agree with you. Pull up film on Acho. They might have NFL film on Acho. They might. I got to look and see. Mendoza going to any team in the first round would be an overrated draft pick. I agree. Mendoza is not a player who is going to lift the tide of a team. And honestly, y'all want to hear something? I'm going to be the one to say it. A long time ago, I told y'all it was going to be 2 QBs that was going to come out. Mendoza is not lifting up a team. Dante Moore is not lifting up a team. Ty Simpson is not lifting up a team. If you look at those offenses and what they do, these offenses, that's why the number is not there. These players do not uplift the team. These players are cogging the wheel. If you look at the history of Oregon quarterbacks, Bo Nix is trying to change it, but for the most part, Oregon quarterbacks don't come to the NFL and light it up because they have so much talent around them. When you look at Indiana, they got 2 running backs, solid receivers, solid tight ends, solid O-line. He's not about to come here and lift the tide. Ty Simpson's not about to lift the tide. Dante Moore not about to lift the tide. I just don't know if they're really watching these people. I don't know if they're really watching them, because when I hear people talk about them and they describe them, and I'm like, you never watched them. I know they never watched them. That's why we gonna do on January 1st, New Year's Day, we doing a watch party. It's gonna be, I think it's at 4 p.m. It's a 4 p.m. game. It's gonna be Alabama versus Indiana. We're gonna do a watch party for that game because I want y'all to see live in real time how these quarterbacks actually do. We're doing a watch party. We also doing a watch party on New Year's Eve, Ohio State versus Miami. Zadrick, remember we were listing off the quarterbacks? The one quarterback we forgot was Carson Beck. 2 years ago, Carson Beck was supposed to be the number 1 draft pick. Now Carson Beck might go undrafted. But Miami is playing Ohio State on New Year's Eve. So it's going to be a lot of streams coming up next week, y'all. A lot of streams next week. Lip read for Acho. I always turn the volume on low when he speaks. Yeah, I don't even give him a view no more. I don't even give him a view. Shedeur's playing with a lot of handicaps. He is, Maurice. I agree with that. Did any of these people watch Mendoza at Cal? Kofal, I don't think they did. Missy Johnson, bad year for QBs. I agree. Bad year for QBs. Bad year. I really believe we're close to seeing a complete game for Shedeur. I think it's going to happen in one of the next 2. I think it's more likely to happen in week 18. Nobody knows what round Mendoza will go in. They haven't even evaluated him yet. No combine, pro day, etc. Everything they say now is just speculation. It should be taken with a grain of salt. Detroit Gemini, I agree. I've been watching these guys all year because I wanted to see, do these evaluators and people really know what they're talking about, or are they just going off somebody else's word? And what I found out is they're going off somebody else's word. Then I realized the evaluators have biases too. So they will just put up a guy high or build a guy up and then all year, only when they flame out at the end of the year, act like they weren't building him up all year. So We're gonna watch these guys live. You're gonna hear me break it down live what they do. Indiana has great culture, not great players. Maurice, look at their offensive line. Their offensive line is very physical. Besides Ohio State, Indiana's offensive line has pretty much handled everybody else. If you look at their receivers, I'm not saying they're Cardinal Tate level, but if it's a level below Cardinal Tate and Jordan Tyson, they have receivers in that range. And then you look at their running backs. They got 2 running backs they can get a ball to who could just take off. So I've been watching them. Maybe we just have a different view of what great is, Maurice, but I've been watching them. When I say great in college, I mean when you look at highlights of these teams, who jumps off the page? When you look at highlights of Indiana, sometimes Fernando Mendoza makes a throw that jumps off the page. For the most part, it is not a defender. It is a receiver making a great play. When they talk about the Penn State throw, the receiver made the better play on that Penn State catch at the back of the touchdown. If you look at when all throughout the year, because I watched them all year, the running backs and receivers really look good all year. When you look at them, it's not Mendoza leaps and bounds higher than the rest of the guys on that team. It's not. It's not. Look at when Indiana played, I believe it was Iowa. Look when they played Iowa and Fernando Mendoza ran back to burn clock at the end of the game. That was a low scoring game. So you just look at it. Maybe we just view great differently. I think they have a great culture, but I also think they got physical offensive line and they got some skilled players. Shout out to Misty. Misty say I'm here for both. Yeah, Misty, we gonna watch it. We got to watch Ohio State for sure. We got to watch them. The 2026 QB class of QBs are not NFL ready, just like the Minnesota Vikings QB wasn't NFL ready. Yeah, they have not seen enough defensive coverages. If you look at Moore, not enough starts. You look at Ty Simpson, not enough starts. That's just what it is. That's how I view them. There you go, Charmaine. No to Mendoza. I just installed Patreon. Shout out to you, Clyde. On Patreon, you can search my name, Offtharecorddee, to find me. You can search Offtharecorddee. It's spelled the exact same way it's spelled here for the YouTube channel. You'll be able to find me on Patreon. So shout out to you, Clyde. I appreciate that. Times have changed. These NFL analysts always overdraft QBs unless it's Lamar Jackson in 12. That's a fact. How many years has Indiana won on this level? Not just the last 2 years. Before Signetti got there, they weren't on this level. The last 2 years, they've been on this level. They've been on this level the last 2 years. I got a funny video to show y'all. This is a follow-up to something we spoke on last week. Hi, Mendoza. We thwarted the Oklahoma QB. We're Alabama. That's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to the Alabama versus Indiana game. I'm really looking forward to it. Indiana is a perfect example of NIL and old money buying the athletes and the coach. They figured out the formula. Games are won at the line of scrimmage. Find a great coach. Middle of the pack QB, you're good. I agree with that. That's my point. Yeah, I wasn't saying they've been great for a long time, Maurice. I'm just saying if you look at them, the last 2 years, they've been better. And then this year, more specifically, Fernando Mendoza is not he's not the thing that brings them up. It's everything around Fernando Mendoza that builds them up. I don't know if you would disagree with that, but yeah, Fernando Mendoza is not just some sure thing Joe Burrow type player. To me, that's what I'm saying. This is a follow-up of last week when we were looking at Max Kellerman speaking on what Skip does. This also will help you understand why certain things I don't even respond to with certain people. Play a clip of the Giants media on Dart. They want to give him a chance. Who? Wet 11s. Is it somebody in particular I should play, or give me a name so I can look it up? Give me a name of either the YouTube channel or the actual person speaking on them, and then I'll look it up and play it. Or you got a wrench. You can put the link. If you find a YouTube video, you can put a link in the chat too, Wet 11s. Mark Cuban donated a big number to Indiana for the first time since he graduated Hughes Q with Cincinnati. That's how they turned that program around in year 2. Yeah, they had a pretty solid year last year too. Pretty solid year last year. This is Skip breaking down Stephen A. Smith and his prep. All Big Ten QBs look good in college. Yes, because Big Ten usually has pretty decent linemen and usually run games. What the thing that changes a Big Ten TV from just being at a basic level or to looking great is wide receiver and skill position play. That's why Ohio State has been able to dominate. Nobody can get close to them. Nobody can get close to them when it comes to wide receiver play. Usually Big Ten teams cannot get the wide receivers. This Skip is going to break down what Stephen A. Smith does, and this is why certain people I won't respond to, because I recognize this is what people do. Let's get to Skip.
Shannon prepped hard. Stephen A. not so much, but prep got in the way for him. With Stephen A. for all those years, he always wanted me to go first because he hadn't really thought that hard about it. So he needed to hear me set the table, boom, 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 so that he could sit back and stroke his chin and think, oh, wait a second. And he would pick my E or F point of my opening salvo, something that didn't matter that much, and say, did you just say that so-and-so is so-and-so? And I'd say, yeah. You want to make something of it? Right? And he would say, yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that if Kobe Bryant had Darren Williams and 2 7-footers who can average 16 a game, that they can't win a title? I'm telling you they can't.
I wouldn't like
I'm telling you. That,
and we go way over here because Stephen A. was sly enough, savvy enough to say, I think I could go play over there. I think I could hold my own over there, but I can't do it with his main point. So he took my 4th or 5th point and turned the topic on its head to go here. And then good, maybe even great TV might happen because he has the greatest gift of gab in the history of gab. But then if you want to do it the other way with Shannon Sharp, he always needed to go first because he wanted to get all of his stuff out there and then heave a sigh and sort of sit back and wait for the blowback. You can't teach chemistry. It's right. You just can't. And I was so blessed to have Stephen A. and Shannon. You cannot imagine, because it's hard to find that chemistry and that connection across the table on live TV.
I thought that was a good breakdown. So when we watch Stephen A. Smith and he says things, I just look at it and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. And now they're just having casual conversations exposing why Stephen A. Smith ends up with just bad talking points, bad situations. So that's why y'all won't hear me say that much about Stephen A. Every once in a while I'll say something, but not that often. Stephen A. needs to sit down somewhere, because Serena's husband had to check him not too long ago, commenting on her performing in the Super Bowl. He ought to not want to talk no trash. Keith Mathis. So that was funny. Stephen A. Smith was like, oh man, I wouldn't want my wife doing that, blah, 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 blah. When her husband was there, he asked Stephen A. Smith, are you married? No, I'm not married. And then he asked, oh, do you want to talk about it? Stephen A. Smith, no, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, you was big and bad until he was right there. So, Zedric, you see it. The thing is, I don't even know if this is like intentionally to expose. I think that was more to give credit to Shannon and kind of explain the differences. But that was definitely exposing exactly what Stephen A. does. It was definitely exposing it. And I was like, I got to play this because this is too much. This is too good of a follow-up from last week. My light is looking a little funky in here. Yes, that looks a little bit better. Clyde, I remember you said Michael Irvin was doing a breakdown on Jerry Jeudy. We got a little time today, so if you remember who or where that was, I can definitely check it out and look for it. I gotta pull something up real quick on the YouTube. Actually, no, it's not on YouTube. He was all humble pie in that video. He was. Actually, it's not YouTube that I need to go to. It's actually here. It's on X. I want to show y'all something on X. No, it didn't seem intentional like how Max was. Yeah, Max was defending himself, which I'm cool with that. He told Stephen A. Smith, I speak on things that I know. I built billion-dollar businesses. That's what I speak on. Yeah, Stephen A. didn't want no parts of it. He didn't want no parts of it. No parts. Let's go access what I want to show. Let's go down and let's take this down. I want to show y'all. So after a big win the other day, this is Caleb speaking on his coach. And I'm like, man, nobody speaks about Kevin Stefanski in this way. And then we're going to get to the pivot because I want to show y'all what people are trying to do who previously got it wrong about Shedeur. So this is first.
I got the best coach in the world. Let's put it that way. And we have the best coaching staff in the world. And so you put the talent with the coaches and the people that care. You can strive for anything. You can reach anything. You can go after any goal. And when you go out there in that football field, your belief is at an all-time high between players, between coaches, and you have outcomes like this. I got the best coach in the world.
Y'all ever heard anybody talk about Kevin Stefanski like that? Even after a win, they don't talk about Kevin Stefanski like that. Even after a win, we don't hear this level of praise for Kevin Stefanski. This is the team that's bought in. This is the team that believes in their coach. That's why I show y'all, I'm like, these guys, they believe in the coach that they're playing for. They don't believe in Kevin Stefanski. They don't believe in him. They don't believe in him. Another one. This is the pivot. Ryan Clark, it's a lot of times where I just look at what Ryan Clark says and I'm like, man, what are you talking about? So this is people who got it wrong on Shedeur. This is what they're trying to pull. They're trying to pull, you can't say anything bad or you can't say anything good, which is just a weak argument. Caleb, example of what happens when you get a creative, supportive coach who believes in you. Facts. Kofar 88, facts. Big facts. So this is what Ryan Clark posted December 19th. Shedeur Sanders is a grifter's paradise. The most logical person has actually been him. There's a group of ignorant people that want to see Shedeur fail. People cover sport only say negative things to excite that base while riling up his supporters who, being honest, only want to hear Shedeur's great. So I keep hearing people say this and they say, Maurice, someone was holding the dump button behind the scenes at ESPN just in case it got all bad. Yeah, they was. They're like, hey, if we got to let it go, we'll let it go. Kevin is lost if he does not have the heart to coach. That's it. I couldn't even bother to listen to it. Ryan has stained my perception of him this year. Man, all bad. All bad. Caleb was speaking to the Browns. Hey, you can turn this thing around if you want to, Cleveland. I've seen, it's not just Ryan Clark. I've seen a bunch of people take this stance that say people who support Shedeur don't want to hear you criticize or critique him. And I'm like, that's not true. This is like the weakest argument for the Shedeur Sanders situation. And it usually comes from people who were wrong early on. So what Ryan did, Ryan thought he should have got drafted higher. When he wasn't drafted higher, Ryan Clark then changed the narrative and was like, well, he is a 5th round pick, so you just got to call him that. You got to call him that. And he picked that side. Then he wants to jump back on the Shedeur train. Shedeur got to earn it every week, as opposed to Dylan Gabriel being afforded the opportunity to learn, grow, make mistakes. And I called it out in real time. That was when Ryan Clark had on that orange suit. I was like, you need to give a player a sense of security so they can relax and play better. You have to. So they were not doing that. They were not being honest. Yeah, Detroit Gemini had to say this.
Everybody stay on that side. pushed up, stay on that side, man.
Maurice, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Just be fair with your criticism. That's all it is. I don't say Shedeur does everything perfect. I tell you times. Remember when I came back and said Detroit Gemini and Marie, they were like, he should threw that away. I was like, I don't know if he was outside the pocket. Once I saw he was outside the pocket on the all 22, you know what I had to do? I had to say Detroit Gemini and Marie was right. That's what it was. You know who also had that same take? Quincy, of course. It's the laziest take, Zedric. It's the laziest take. Lazy take. Hi all. RC is trying to live in two worlds and it's colliding. I used to listen to his take, not so much anymore. Now Crowder has come around authentically, which is refreshing. Yeah. Also, Crowder said some things that weren't really football related to him being very nasty. And just kind of, I don't know. Crowder just he just said he does nasty things. I'll say that. That's only way I can say it. Ryan is on the ops list, and they were supposed to be Deion's friends in the beginning, saying how Deion made it bad for him. Yeah, they flip-flopping. Hello, Coach Signetti. My name is Scott May. I play basketball at Indiana University. We were undefeated at Indiana University. We won 33 in a row in championship. My coach was Bobby Knight. That's when they were great. When they were great. I think it's now obvious that a lot of these pundits are disingenuous. That's it. That is it. It's super obvious. I told RC he was trying to clear his guilty conscience. He responded back to me. Oh no, Detroit Gemini. Where you tell him that at? Did you? I'll pull it up. What platform did you tell him? I told him he was wishy-washy. He is wishy-washy. Yeah, D, you call it right or wrong, but you do it with respect. That's all it is. Doggy bone. So I'm laughing because it's this nasty, just to brace myself. Channing Crowder was saying, right, that's what you need Van with the flip-flops. Channing Crowder said if he's like in a car and he has to use the bathroom, he will use the bathroom in a bottle and he won't dispose of the bottle. He'll leave it in the rental car. And he said that's the rental car person's job to clean it up. He also said if he had to do something similar in a hotel, he would leave it in a bottle and it's on the people who clean the hotel to clean it up. And I saw that and I was like, that's just a nasty person. Just nasty. And that goes into what you said, Doggy Bone. Don't wash unless he about to get some. He's just a nasty person. And just nasty. That's what it is. Just nasty. He nasty. That's just it. Yeah, Detroit Gemini, let us know. Was it on TikTok? If it was on TikTok, I'll definitely go to it and pull it up. This is what he's trying to pull. These people were wrong, and instead of calling it fair, now they're trying to just say, you got to be Bull. Adam the Bull has this argument. Jason Lloyd has this argument. Jay Crawford has this argument. People who take this argument, I just can't rock with them. I can't rock with them. Like, pick your side, stand on your side, but just to play this argument is weak. This is what you're going to try to say.
Shedeur Sanders is a grifter's paradise, period. Right? There are these people who, and he said it after the game, a lot of people want to see him fail. There's these people that sit over here that if you just criticize everything the young man does, there's going to be people that gravitate to that because they don't want to see him succeed.
And he was laughing about it. The worst part was he was laughing about it. And Nate actually put the clip out. The Pivot put that clip out. I was like, nah, this ain't good. And he was laughing about it. He was like, oh, that's what they get paid to do. And I was like, that's just a nasty person. That's a nasty person. He will be banned from renting a car in a hotel room. I agree. I would not. Dang, I ain't on Threads. I gotta sign up for Threads. I gotta sign up for it. Why do we bother them so much? What we are seeing is people who lack confidence. We are seeing people who lack achievement, and we are seeing them who they've been propped up on the pedestal, and we are seeing them get knocked off their pedestal when they try to go into other fields and they try to speak on things that they don't know that much about. What I'm realizing is a lot of these defensive guys in the NFL who played in the NFL, even with high accolades, unless it's like an Ed Reed or somebody like that, these guys usually don't even understand offense. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, you can study it. This is your job to talk about it. So I don't. RC tries to preach too much for me. He likes to hear himself talk. Just be quiet, sir. Yeah, I can't go for that. I can't go for that. Stay on that side, RC. I saw this video like, man, move around, RC. Yeah, stay on that side.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Miss Brown with a very, very, very solid point. If Shedeur didn't have all these supporters, they would have really messed them up. That is a fact. That is a fact. If you noticed, immediately they attach Colt to his supporters to start negative narrative. RC has pushed the narrative, which is sad because his son is trying to get in the NFL, right? It shows you the money and the fame, being accepted by a group or people who feel similar to you is more important to him. That's what it is. To me, this shows supreme weakness. Supreme. Because you'll sacrifice your integrity to be accepted. If you don't like me, you don't like me. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here adapting or changing who I am just for the sake of a person saying they like me. I'm not doing that. Not me. Not me. Let's hear his
griff. They don't like him for whatever reason it is, and it's probably not even a real reason that should damn matter. Right? And then there are people over here that realize if you support everything Shedeur Sanders does, if you just say he's great all the time, there's going to be a swell of people that always support you because that's how they want to feel. For whatever reason, reasons that are probably extremely valid, starting with his talent, starting with his family, starting with his father, all the things you love about him. There are these people over there. If you do that all the time, you got people that's going to always support you. But God darn it, don't be reasonable. Don't be logical. There's the people who are like, he was drafted, me, for sure. I thought he should have been drafted by the second round. I thought he was a late first round, second round draft pick. I thought it was bull crap. Y'all was standing next to me when I wanted the Steelers to draft him. I thought it was bull crap that he went in the 5th round. But I'm also smart enough and logical enough to realize he went in the 5th round. And there were people who, when he went in the 5th round, was like, don't treat him like a 5th round.
Okay, cool, Detroit jumping
And now
out.
those same people, if you critique his play like he's a starter in the league, say, oh, why y'all criticizing the 5th rounder?
This is a very weak argument. If you have one standard, let that be the standard how you critique quarterbacks. But the problem is they have one standard for Shedeur and a different standard for Jackson Dart and a different standard for Josh Allen and a different standard for Patrick Mahomes. That's the issue. I used to say this more. I stopped saying it as much because I didn't want to fall in that preachy category. But I'm like, you have to have a philosophy on how you speak on things. Then you don't end up in these positions. I have a bar. This is the bar. If it's bad for one quarterback, it's bad for all quarterbacks. Once you try to make it good for this guy and bad for this guy, you end up like these people. Just flip-flopping all over the place and what they're trying to do and say. Just make it the standard. The standard is the standard. And then also they're leaving out everything they did in between, everything they said in between, like there isn't video. I said it, but you may not be able to open it until you are on Threads. Or even if you could send a screenshot, that might work better. That might work better. So these people, they dancing around it. They dancing around. Wet 11, you funny. You are funny. With great talent comes great responsibility and greater jealousy. Talk to him, Maurice. Did you see the Browns put a legendary sell on their website using Legendary 60? Come on, man. They wild. Shedeur figured out a long time ago. He said it is certain media that has problems. The kids don't care about that stupid stuff, and he gets energy from the kids. He did say that. He said that early on in Cleveland. They're justifying flip-flopping behavior. That's true. The hyper-focus on Shedeur supporters is ridiculous. Classic blame shifting. That's a fact. Maya, that's the problem. Stick to what you said. He's lying. They forget that this stuff is recorded. Just a few weeks ago, him and Jamil was disputing that he wasn't being mistreated. It's crazy. It's crazy. Extremely weak. They don't criticize or speak on any other QB the way they do 12. They know they'll get clicks. That's a fact. It's just have one standard on how you talk about it. Tell them to walk through the fire with gasoline draws on. Wet 11 said, we not here for it. What Shedeur is going through has hopefully enlightened his family on who is for them. It should have made it very clear. RC is straight lying. He said Shedeur Sanders would never get on the field as a Brown. He only says that about the fans because he got it for ridiculous crap he said about Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders fans don't play. Yes. It's the craziest thing is people are only holding the mirror to these people. They're just showing them what they said, and these people can't take what they said, which is crazy. You said it. Nobody forced you to say this stuff. If you say this stuff on your own, then how can you get mad at people just holding the mirror up to you? I want to see if I can find this, because I don't want y'all to think I'm just out here saying something crazy about Channing Crowder. I want to see if I can find it. All right, I think I found it. I don't want y'all to just think I'm just making up stuff. All right, let me see. Let's switch this up. Let's go here.
Peasy went into the Hall of Honor, man, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Peasy
dreads ain't dreads.
Peasy has braids.
Them ain't real braids.
Those are real braids.
That was his hair.
That's his hair.
Man, that's lamb wool.
He also said when he was playing with you that you were the only person that could out crazy him or out wild him. But he said it was because you pissed in cups in the meeting room and that you thought swimming was the equivalent to a shower.
I used to have different ideologies. I didn't. Same way I piss now. Yeah, we talked about it before, how I piss in the cars. When I was at a meeting, I would rather pee in a Gatorade bottle underneath the table at the desk, then go to the bathroom and miss an offensive or defensive play that we're breaking down in the meeting room. I'm a professional. I don't want to willy-nilly leave the meeting room. So I have a big line of piss bottle Gatorades down the wall after meetings because I like to hydrate too. I was actually the consummate professional. Never missed a play, never missed a meeting, hydrated.
Would you take the bottles out of the room, Chan?
Not my job, I'm not a janitor. Middle linebacker.
That's nasty.
But you peeing in the bottles, bro. That's how you be leaving the bottles in the cup, in the car when we travel. Like you piss and you put them in the back of the seat. And then now the people who left in there or you turn the rental car, the people gotta handle your piss bottles.
I don't work for Hertz either.
No, you don't.
But you're a human that should have some decency and some understanding and some manners that people aren't supposed to have to throw away your piss bottles. That's not their job.
That could be apple juice.
No, it ain't those people, it's us.
Don't pick the bottle up, Freddie. You don't gotta pick my piss bottle up. That's on you. You pick my.
I wasn't making that up, y'all. I know it sound crazy. So I was like, you know what? I gotta play this for y'all because y'all might think this is something I'm making up. This is him. Our Jizzle, I don't know why Nightbot did that. My Nightbot is like a bot that I'm working on for something different, so it shouldn't even be doing stuff right now. So my bad about that, Our Jizzle. But I wanted y'all to hear this because I wasn't making this up. I was not making this up. It sounds so bad you would think I was making this up, but I didn't make that up. And they posted this as a short on their page. They posted this. They posted this, y'all. Sometimes I just gotta play it so y'all know where I'm coming from, why I'm viewing a person a certain way. And even what's his name? Even Fred Taylor is like, they would just pick up the stuff and take the bottles out of the car and all that stuff. And he's like, man, we can't do this. It's not right. So they're telling him that this not cool and he's still doing it. So I wanted to show y'all, I didn't want y'all to think that I was just trying to speak bad on this person. I didn't want y'all to think that. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to show y'all what he said so then y'all can be the judge of it. Because I don't think this is cool. I think this is very nasty. Very nasty. So that's why I'm like, he a nasty person. He's a nasty person. So I wanted to show y'all so y'all can see. I did get that pulled up, Detroit Gemini, so we're going to switch back over to that, but I wanted to show y'all. All right, This Detroit Gemini right here. Hold on, let's make this bigger. Let's do this. This is what we're gonna do. I meant compliment. Ain't wash no hands. Yeah, just nasty. Just nasty. Just nasty. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. And then I'm gonna do this. Let me adjust it so we can make this bigger. Yeah, I didn't want y'all to, I didn't want y'all to think I was just hating or I was just trying to say something crazy about him. I wanted y'all to see what it was. So then let's see. Let's do this. Let's stretch this thing out. Actually, what if we do this? Let's bring this down. And then we can make this a lot bigger. And let's bring it down slightly. All right. Hit dog gon' holler. A hit dog gon' holler. I got it right here. Detroit Gemini. I got it right here. Let me see where I left off at. I think I was around here. What makes him think his takes are reasonable? They are not. They are jealous because Coach Prime's son, Shedeur Sanders 12, is better than their son. I wouldn't put it past them. Jizzle, these dudes claim to be friends of Coach Prime. It's crazy. Right, I told him that and sent him back to his video. I was in a screenshot. I got it. I pulled it up. Channing is 2 steps from trash. I told you I was nasty. The Bible. I attend my studies on Wednesday mornings. Though I think about the world daily, the world, Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel are replaced. You are now on the podium. Thy word. Ditto, Fred. That's nasty. It's nasty. I'm so over all she and the crew. Peeing in a meeting or car is not professional. Not at all. Our Jizzle is trifling. He was never that good. Ego over talent. That's a fact. Ryan Clark has been talking against Shedeur ever since the NFL allowed his son to be signed to the New York Jets 53-man roster. It ain't even funny. It's not funny. If you look at these QBs, the ones who are winning are playing a weak schedule, but then when they have to play a winner schedule, they fall off. That's a fact. Nobody talks about that. Take my previous compliment back. Yeah, that's why CO7. That's why I was like, yeah, you gotta be careful with them. Appreciate the screenshots. We got it. Just rude, disrespectful, and nasty. I agree. I had an appointment to look at a condo. I canceled because of your camaraderie. Clyde, I appreciate you, but hey, go get that spot, man. Go get that spot, Clyde. Never moved the needle enough to be considered a good player, let alone a great one. I agree. I sent you the video where RC said 12 would never play in the NFL. Receipts on receipts for him. Let's find Ryan Clark's sons. Coach Prime would never tear their children for $1. Yeah, trade their children for $1. Yeah, it's not right. RC says player Shedeur Sanders needs people in the room to tell you when you are wrong. RC needs the same thing for his podcast. Shanitia, totally agree. Detroit Gemini is nasty. So because Matt, not an NFL analyst, he can't speak on what's going on. Oh, okay. Guess we all should just be quiet since the analysts know best. Fact. History. I looked at my history for Michael Irvin comments. I will search his video. Yeah, let me know, even if you find the name of it for me. Why did RC has a son on New York Jets that no one is talking about his son? He is a hater. Yeah. They were hating on Bronny James the same way. All right, so let's get to Detroit Gemini letting RC know what's going on. Ryan, you're sounding like you're trying to clear your guilty conscience like Matt Barnes says. Stay on that side. Stay on that side.
Stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Everybody knows Shedeur is a rookie. However, you along with many of your coworkers are the ones placing unrealistic expectations on him, not us. Yes, there are also just pure haters out there, but when you're wishy-washy, you can appear to be just as bad as the haters. Valid. Valid to me. Laugh all loud. Wishy-washy. If the film is not good, I have to say that like I would any other player when asked. I've never wavered on his family, him as a person, nor where I stand. I most certainly analyze football unbiasedly. My conscience ain't got nothing to do with football. Matt is not an NFL analyst. He gets to speak on his feelings. That's not a good rebuttal. She provides the receipts. Ryan, there is so much tape out there on you on how you go back and forth. It's not even funny. You thought at any point Dylan Gabriel was more talented than Shedeur, then you need to go back to the ESPN analyst school. Talk to him, Detroit Gemini.
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
Hey, she said you need to go back to the school of what they teach you because this ain't enough. Let's see if it'll take us there if we click right here.
I don't think Shedeur Sanders ever starts a game for the Cleveland Browns. I don't believe he starts a game this year. Obviously,
pause. Hold on.
Injury, which is the conversation you and I had. And if he doesn't get an opportunity to start a game this year because of injury and show something different than he was able to show this preseason, I don't believe they view him as a franchise builder, a franchise starter. And I'm going to admit something on TV that you probably shouldn't. I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders. Sure. I wanted to turn the film on and be able to come on First Take, be on Get Up, and be on NFL Live and pound the table that he has been done wrong. Pound the table that he deserves to be the week 1 starter. He deserves to be the 2 on the depth chart. But if you watch the film, if you compare it to what we did see from Dylan Gabriel, that's just not the case. I don't think Shedeur Sanders ever starts a game for the Cleveland Browns. I don't believe he starts a game.
Ryan, we can hear you. We see what you're saying. Y'all remember a Cat Williams stand up where Cat Williams was looking at him like, we see you. We see you, Ryan. We hear you. You can't take the tapes away. You said these things. This is why I was saying, let me get them off the screen. This is why I was saying you have to have a philosophy when you are speaking on certain things, because otherwise you will be all over the place. Too many times these guys are all over the place because they don't have a philosophy on how they speak on things. That is their issue. If they had a philosophy and they said, I will not speak down on guys like this, or I will hold this as a standard, I'll critique everybody the same way, they wouldn't end up in this position. Because they don't do that, people, they pull up the film. Hey, you said this. This is you. This is not AI. Don't hit me with the AI. This is you. I don't think he's going to get on the field and then a couple seconds later say, I'm rooting for him. What are you talking about?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
They all over the place. And then they turn into R. Kelly when people push back on them.
Fighting for my life. Yo, killing me with this.
Now they want you to take it easy on them. Now they want to call you a cult. Now they want to say you can't be fair. Now they want to say you can't criticize them. The worst part about these people is Coach Prime is usually the first person to criticize Shedeur and say, hey, you can do this, or hey, you could do that better. So they're not even honest in that portion of the conversation that they're having. They're not even honest. They're not even honest. So they don't like the pushback. They don't like it. I said this a long time ago. These people on TV are not prepared for the pushback that they're going to receive. Now that they're receiving the pushback, they don't know what to do. They act like they want to fight somebody because you push back on what they say. It's just weak. It's all just weak, and it just shows you what they're about. It shows you what they're about. Yeah, that's how they are. That's what they doing. Yeah, I see him. He was looking clean with the chinchilla. I seen him. He was looking clean. The black chinchilla. He was looking real clean. So now they fighting for their life because people are exposing them. And now, so before, when we would just trust what they said about a game because we weren't really bought into that team or that player or that game, we listened to them. Now we see that even though they played in the NFL, they might not be that credible because they're not watching the whole games. They're not critiquing everybody at the same level. And they're throwing little shade in stuff that they say. If a Shedeur make a bad pass, say that was a bad pass. But you know what they would say? See, this is why he's a 5th round pick, because he made that pass. That's the difference. If I tell y'all Shedeur shouldn't have made that pass, Shedeur should have got rid of the ball sooner, nobody in here is like, oh, you hate Shedeur. No, nobody says that. When they say this is why he fell to the 5th round, when they say this is why teams didn't want him because he makes a mistake, that is the issue of what they do. It's a difference. You can be fair. Maurice said it. You can be fair with your criticism and critique of Shedeur. That's not the issue. The issue is they cross the line and then they want to gaslight you like they didn't cross the line when they say it. It's crazy. They can criticize, but they are nasty. That's the problem. Wet 11s, talk to them. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. I wasn't coming here to expose nobody today, but y'all see what Shannon Crowder's about. Y'all see what he about. I had to show y'all. That wasn't the intention of the stream today. And he stopped. Detroit Gemini, he stopped because he knew it's a losing battle. If he knew he was in the right, he would have not stopped. He only stopped because it was a losing battle for him. It was a losing battle. He couldn't fight back no more. So I just gotta go ahead and tap out. I gotta tap out. Detroit Gemini was ready for his next response. And she was waiting. Crickets. He ain't had nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. He had nothing else to say. A lot of guys struggle with the player that Coach Prime was, so they use Shedeur as a way to get at Coach Prime. These guys make comparisons with their careers and Coach Prime's, and it bothers them. That's a fact. Wasn't nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. If you can't run with the big dog, stay on the porch. Talk to him, Shanithia. Talk to him. Usually, this is another issue, and Maurice is calling this out. Usually, they can say, I played in NFL. So if we're talking about football, Ryan Clark can say, I played in NFL, you didn't. Then they can say, or these are my accolades in the NFL. That's normally what they can do. What they can't do is they can't take that to Coach Prime. It won't work. So that trump card that they think they have over a person who has a podcast or a person who studies the film or a person who studies the tape, they don't have that in this instance. So they do feel some type of way about that. They do feel like, man, this really ain't gonna work because Coach Prime played a similar position than me and did it at the highest of the highest level. He's known as the one of, if not the greatest quarterback / athlete of all time. So all those trump cards they have on the average podcaster, they don't have. They don't have it. So they feel inferior. That's exactly it. They feel inferior. Drop that video proof too. Can't refute that. Hey, they said it. They said it. They put that out there. They put it out there like, why would you put that out there? I'm going to tell y'all something. It's certain things, and I'm just going to be honest with y'all, it's certain things that just going to go to the grave with me. And if I ever did what Shannon said he did, it would go to the grave with me. Not a soul would hear about it. I would not be bragging about it like it's okay. So I knew it was egregious for me just to play that or say it without giving y'all the proof that he did it. So that's why I said I'm just going to show y'all. So I got to show y'all. Don't come to us with that illogical no football reasons if you don't want to be called out for your nonsense. Talk to him, Shanithia. Once Detroit sent that video, he was like, you send the receipts. Detroit Gemini put one of my moves. She did this. She said receipts longer than CVS. She said receipts longer than CVS. He didn't want no parts of it. He said, all right. He did the polite, when you leaving church early, he put that finger up and start going to the bathroom and snuck out the side door. I can't do nothing here. The NFL isn't the fraternity that some people think it is. That's a fact, Maurice. I'm learning from you in the community. That's it. This If you don't learn nothing else, when you pull them receipts, they just got to run. It ain't nothing else they can do. Just disappear, get ghost. So Detroit Gemini, at that moment, you realize you were right. I knew you went in with the confidence and you knew you was right, but he just confirmed it by proving you were right by having no response. He just sealed it. Matt is just as qualified as he is really. That's it. The first thing to do, I'm going to tell you when a person lost an argument. So take this with y'all. When a person is losing an argument, they will never question what you say. They will attack you personally. That's the first thing they're going to do. And usually it's in the form of trying to discredit you. That's usually what they do. Matt Barnes called people out for flip-flopping on their takes on Shedeur. That is exactly what they did. Not one person has said, Matt Barnes lied on me. Not one person has said that. They just say, oh, he not qualified. He not qualified. Okay. I find it funny that they use the he not qualified thing. Look up Matt Barnes in high school. Look up the sport he played. Look up what he was known for on the football field. And then ask yourself, was he qualified? That's why Acho had to, that's why, actually, I got one more for y'all. Let me see. I was about to shut it down, but I got one more for y'all. I want to show y'all something before we get up out of here. I got one more. I got one more. Let me find it. Let me find it. It's actually Matt Barnes is going to say something back to Acho. Let me find it. Here we go.
You said something on ESPN recently.
Hold on. Let me get it. Let's go here. I was about to shut it down, but I got more. I got more. All right, I got this for y'all. Let's go. Check it out, y'all.
And I agree with you, but I want you to kind of explain it. You said Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man in America since Barack Obama. Explain that.
I meant it too, Steve. Stack, I meant that shit with every bone in my body, because what I started to realize is that when he went, not the second game that he was announced to start, it was the game before that.
The Raider game?
The Raider
First game, the Raider game?
And so what I realized was when Shedeur Sanders, this is the first thing, when Shedeur Sanders is playing, all beef stops at that moment, right? It's the first time that you actually could go on social media, X, Instagram, TikTok.
Threads.
What up, Threads?
The one narrative I'm tired of hearing is Shedeur wants people to kiss his butt or he is whining. He is doing none of that. People take the noise in the streets and act like Shedeur said it. That's a fact. Do y'all remember they kept saying Shedeur threw his offensive lineman under the bus versus Nebraska? And I kept going back and I kept watching his post game and I was like, he never did that. But people kept running with it. And that's how I was getting prepared for what they were going to do when he made it to the NFL. I was like, they're just going to create stuff and say it enough and people are going to run with it. And that's what they're doing. That's what Shanithia is pointing out. Matt Barnes was highly decorated in high school. Or Jizzle, that's a fact. I don't think Acho knew that. When Acho was saying he wasn't qualified, I don't think Acho knew what he did in high school. And that's why Acho was saying that. That's why Matt Barnes is, he's not even really going to say nothing crazy back to Acho, but he is going to address Acho here. I thought this was too good. I was about to shut the show down, but I said, let me get to it. I got one more thing for y'all.
Yes, Threads, right? Yeah, absolutely, Threads. I was going to say it. He beat me to it. You know what I mean? So you go on there, right, and it's nothing but positive vibes. I can't name one guy besides Acho, that's you and his beef, not mine.
What time is Stefanski going today? Let me check real quick. Let me check. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. I think Stefanski might be going at 1 o'clock, but let me double check. They don't have it scheduled. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to stay for Stefanski today. Depend. If he goes soon, I'll probably have time. But if it's not in like the next 5 minutes or so, I don't know if I have time for Stefanski. Because it is coming up on time. I do got to run here soon.
Hey, he's so desperate. Have you seen him respond? He responded 3 times. He's so desperate right now. But go ahead.
I know you go. I know it. Yeah, but so it's the first time that I've seen like where it's like, man, every.
He said he's so desperate. He's so desperate. Everybody see through Acho. Marie, what's going on?
You about to lose your job.
Marie, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you here. This is what they didn't anticipate and can't stand. Don't say stuff that got receipts because we will find them and put them on you. That's a fact. Hey, we're gonna pull up that mirror. Say, hey, look at the mirror. This is you. You said this. We didn't say it. You said it. I'd rather listen to D than those other media Cleveland clowns. I appreciate that, Casey. I appreciate that. Shout out to you for being here. I appreciate that. I just try to keep it fair and give y'all what I believe and stand on what I believe. I that's what I try to do. I just try to keep it fair and stand on what I believe and break it down to y'all, give it to y'all straight. That's what I try to do.
Body in the black community is rooting for this guy. And that when I said it, I looked at the comments and it was like, I don't ever go in the comments because you go in the comments, you might catch yourself arguing all day with certain people, right?
I got time.
I don't mind.
They go through the same experience as us. He's funny. He said you go to the comments, you might find yourself arguing with people all day. That's a fact. You like Shedeur at his press conferences? I'm your handler. Listen, fam, you got 3 more questions because D gotta go. That's a fact. That's how it be. That's how it be. If we getting close to it, I'm like, dang, I gotta run soon. I'm running late. I'm going to rewind and watch it from the beginning when you log off. I appreciate that. I appreciate that replay, gang. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Let's see what he talk about. Let's get to the Browns real quick. I just wanted to show y'all that, but let's get to the Browns. Let me pull it up. Where we got the Browns at? Let's see. Zedric said they live now. I see what Stefanski talking about. All right.
Defenses that you go against, and there are things that
Hold on. We about 2 minutes behind, so let's go back to the beginning. Let's see what he's saying before we rock out.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. All right, injury update. Like I told you guys, Quinshawn, he'll get surgery this week up here. Expect him to make full recovery. And like we talked about last night, knowing the kid, he'll bounce back better than ever. So disappointed for him, but he's in good hands and he will bounce back. Like we talked about the game last night, it just felt like in these games versus good football teams, you're going to be in a battle and you got to come through in the end, and we did not. That's the frustrating part. Obviously, there's good things throughout a game like that, but disappointed to not be able to finish in that fourth quarter based on where we were. But with that, I'll take any questions.
All right.
Doggy Bone, I like X as a receiver for sure. Carolina, they have too many wide receivers. Their room is crowded. If they want to let X and if they want to let Jimmy go, I'll take both of them. Give me both of them. I will take both of them. If y'all ain't gonna use them right, we'll use them right over here. I would take both of those guys. Doggy Bone, both of them. Casey said, "I can't stand that man." Yeah, Kevin Stefanski don't have no supporters. His supporters ran out on him.
All right, first question will go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, did Quinshawn have any knee damage? I thought there was some early reporting that said he might be evaluated for that.
No, sir.
Okay. And then with Shedeur, the completion percentage was much better yesterday, and I know he talked about that a lot last week. What did you see being the key to the improvement there?
I think every one of these games are different, Scott, and how you have to play the position and what the what the defense is giving you. It's just,
I got you, Maurice.
it's so different week to week. I thought he made really good decisions throughout the game. You know, you're going to have your plays that there's throws down the field, and if they're not there, you check it down and you can make good yards. So I thought, by and large, good decisions.
Thanks.
All right, next we go to Jeff.
Hey, Kevin, when Shedeur was analyzing his own performance yesterday, he said that maybe there's times when he should have gotten rid of the ball sooner. Is that one of the more difficult steps for a quarterback to make in his progress?
I think all of it is it's a process, and you certainly progress with each one of these tests that you get in each one of these moments and defenses that you go against. And there are things that every single player is working on throughout their season, techniques that they're working on, fundamentals that they're working on. That's no different for a young quarterback. I think Shedeur has made strides in a bunch of areas. Are there plays and times and things that he can do better? Absolutely. And that's why he's working. That's why he's working so hard.
He's talking in particular about that 4th and 2 play.
Have you ever had a dreams that
it's hard, y'all.
You had you could do so you want to.
It's hard, y'all. It's hard, y'all. Just listening to him, like, at this point, I just don't believe in the stuff he says. So when he's talking, it's words, it's sound, but I'm just like, man, nobody trying to hear that. No, nobody trying to hear that, man. Like, what we doing, man? I did speed it up. I could have taken it at regular speed. Why Stefanski acting like he wanted to win? That's a fact. I just canceled my appointment to look at the condo. I will wait until you silence us. I got you, Clyde. We gonna get you out of here soon. I got you. Stanky is the least frustrated coach in the NFL. A.M. Williams, that's a fact. It's like your job is on the line, and man, he ain't showing no sweat. Threads is more positive than X, but the haters are still trying to infiltrate. Bet I got the Offtharecorddee IG, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get Threads too. They should try to get Xavier Weaver out of Arizona as well. Yeah, stack it up. I want 7 receivers. Keep getting them, especially Xavier Weaver. Can somebody tell the reporters there are more people playing? How about why wide receiver couldn't get open? CO7 111. Talk to him. Talk to them. Throw their hands up. Yeah, it's too hard to listen to it, y'all. I was trying. We gonna get through it though. We gonna get through it. Let me see. Let me go here. Shout out to Shanithia.
Oh my God! Wow! I got money.
Shanithia got something to say, y'all. Thank you for all your support. Being a very big supporter from the very beginning. You've been here a long time, since the summer, riding with me, supporting me, giving me ideas, encouragement, sending me videos to break down. So I appreciate all your support, Shanithia. Loving basketball translated to D and Offtharecorddee. You nice. Yeah, I'm nice. Your podcast is going to continue to blow up. I am here for all of it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. It's one of those things where it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's out of my control. The timing of how things go and the timing of how things happen. I just gotta hold up my end. I just gotta be who I am every day. I gotta put in the work for y'all. I gotta entertain y'all. Make sure I come with the proper energy and effort and show up every day. And then everything else, it's on God's time. It's on God's time, and I'm gonna take it. Kevin took a class on BSing and still failed. KC, he did. Throw the hands up. Yeah, it's just listening to it. I'm like, man, what are we listening to? You're a loser some brain cells, my brother. I am. Listening to him talk, I'm like, I just don't believe it. I just don't really believe none of what he say. So we gonna get through it. But when I listen to it, I'm like, man, what you saying, man?
When you watched that back today, did you see that? Yeah, maybe he could have thrown the ball to Harold Fannin.
We'll learn from every.
He does. A.M. Williams, wah, 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 wah. That's exactly how he sounds. I just listened. I'm like, man, what you got going on?
Plays and obviously feel good about him in those moments. He'll come through. We came up short yesterday as a football team, but I have all the faith in the world in Shedeur. I have all the faith in the world in our players in those moments.
Thank you.
All right, next we go, Cam.
Hey, Kevin, I know you were asked about them last night too, but just what does it say that once Quinshon had to leave with that injury, the role that Travion and Rocket were able to step into, the things they were able to do on the field.
Yeah, I was really pleased with those guys, and they've been with us now for Rocket's been with us for a bit here. Obviously, got Travion back a couple weeks back, but he was with us, so both guys really understand what we're doing with our schemes. I thought they both had really good moments. Rocket had a couple hard yards in there where he ran between the tackles, kept his legs moving. Obviously, Travion made some plays in the pass game as well, so we're counting on those guys, and we'll be counting on them this week as well.
Thank you.
Next one, Joe.
Hey, Kevin,
He did.
since it's day 21 on Deshaun, just any update whether he'll be activated at a roster or he just remains on IR the rest of the year?
Yeah, no update today. I believe the window expires tomorrow, Joe, so I'll have an update for you guys tomorrow.
Okay, and then just what's the progress on Dylan's?
Do y'all remember when I said we're going to wait and see about the Deshaun Watson thing, but I didn't believe he was going to play this year? Tomorrow is the day. I just want y'all to know, the people who said that Deshaun Watson was going to play, and I told y'all it didn't make sense, he wasn't going to play, I'm going to pull the receipts on some of those people. I'm going to pull the receipts on them, y'all. Wednesday stream, I'm pulling the receipts on them because at some point we got to pull the receipts on the people when they just saying this outrageous stuff, trying to do it for clicks. Rocket should have had touches weeks ago. He's a nice change of pace. I agree. Jerome Ford wasn't really doing it like that, so we could have been got them some questions. We could have been got them some snaps. Every time he speaks, I get more confused. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. All the faith in Shedeur in those type of situations. Did I miss here Stefanski? He just all over the place. That's why I can't believe him. Now he has faith in Shedeur. Come on, man. It don't even make sense. Travion did good. He did. Wait, what? I'm working and had to put my things down to type. Did he say he believes in Shedeur and he said his name? Oh, yeah, he's out of here. It don't even make sense. You see how it is? Now you believe in him? Come on, man. What we are seeing is lack of creativity on offense with the running back. Sampson has been out for the past 3 games. Where have these running backs been? They've just been sitting on the shelf. We had Raheem Sanders since I think we got him at the cut down. When teams cut down the 53-man roster, he's been here ever since. And has not touched the field. That reporter is the worst. Yeah, it's a guy who kind of asks his questions slower. Yeah, it just don't make sense. Let's see what else he got to say. They not activated that man. They need insurance money next year. Doggy Bone, talk to him. That's what I said. Deshaun ain't gonna be nowhere.
And how do you kind of see maybe the depth chart on running back shaking out the next couple weeks?
Yeah, Dylan Sampson continues to get better by the day. We'll see what that looks like for this week. We'll take in information, but feel good about the guys that we have, and they'll be ready to step up.
Okay, and then just last thing, Shedeur and his scrambling ability, and I know he finishes a leading rusher, but just what did you think about the scrambles, but also just a peace of mind too with taking the slides and everything when it was available instead of taking hits?
Yeah, those were huge plays in that ball game. We talked during the week about, we thought there may be some moments that he'll be able to tuck it and go, and I thought he did a nice job. Early, there was the one where kind of bouncing around the pocket, had 2 hands on the ball, then went forward and made a huge play. Another time they were playing man and everything kind of flushed out in front of him, went vertical, made a huge play. So those are very, very real yards. It's a tough dynamic for a defense to have to defend the quarterback when he tucks it and can go. So that's all part of his game. Obviously, then you want to make sure that your quarterback's being smart at the end of those runs to make sure that he's taking care of himself as well.
Okay, thanks.
Wait. So Kevin actually knows what happens in the game. He can break down the plays, and he can recall what happens. Do y'all remember another time this year where Kevin has broken down what Shedeur did on plays and actually gave him props for it? Am I tripping? He just broke down 2 of Shedeur's run plays and described them. So you don't got to go watch the film. You can answer about plays and stuff that happens. You were choosing not to this whole time. This whole time he was choosing not to. Y'all are watching what's happening right before our eyes, right? He always say, I got to watch the film. I got to see what happens. I got to watch the film. Now you can break down exactly what he did. Oh, he got 2 hands on the ball because there was guys on both sides of him when Shedeur ducked down, and then he ran and took off. And then you talked about the other one. But you couldn't remember the wristband? Are y'all catching this? Y'all see what he doing, right? Hey, he's switching up, y'all. Kevin?
Everybody stay on that side when they switched up. You switched up, stay on that side, man.
So does this not confirm that he could have been this way the whole time and he chose not to? I'm just asking a question for a friend. I'm just asking a question for a friend because before you wouldn't even say his name. Now you saying his name. Now you got faith in Shedeur. Now you see what he's doing better. Now you can break down the plays that he actually did and remember them. You're on to something. Talking about these are exit interviews. These are exit interviews. These are exit interviews. Photographic memory. Maurice, you caught that? When have we heard him break down stuff like this with Shedeur? They talk about Cleveland fans having PTSD from all those years of losing. We got it from listening to all this crap all season. I feel exhausted from the lies. That's a fact. Because now you see that he was always capable of doing this. He chose not to. He chose not to. I'm listening to him and I'm like, this is not the same person. Where has this Kevin Stefanski been the whole time? Sounds like he got talking to make it work or bye-bye. I think he's still gone, but Maurice, you see the details. Stanky is just Stanky. His behavior has been intentional. That's what I say. I think this proves that he was doing this stuff intentionally. He was making these decisions. Doggy bone. If I got to listen to it, I'm going to listen. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being exposed in real time. I'm like, wait, so you do know what he be doing. KC says, these devils are diabolical. Yeah. It's crazy. Now you know exactly what he did. You can't remember nothing. How many times have y'all heard him say, I can't remember? I can't remember. I can't remember. I can't remember. Now you remember? So you remember the whole time. You was lying to us. So now when people said that they didn't trust you because you seemed like you weren't telling the truth from the beginning, they were right. Same with Jerry. Notice he switched up last week. He did switch up last week. He stood there and answered every question they asked him. This is the Shedeur effect. Can't be denied and make others around you honest. Shedeur will be announced as a starter QB next year. Calling it today. Oh, it's coming. It's coming for sure. For sure it's coming. Stanky, just exit stage right. That's a fact. The devil is in the details. That's a fact. So he had this in him the whole time. I believe it was Marie who said this was an exit interview. That's facts. He's showing. I'm not the person who they said I was. What else you got to say?
All right, next we go to Tony.
Kevin, now that Judkins' surgery has been scheduled and his injury diagnosed, what is the timetable? Would he be ready for training camp or September? Or
yeah, I don't have an update on that, Tony. I'll update you guys when appropriate.
Okay. And the other thing was, even though Shedeur's completion percentage improved and your third down conversion rate improved, kind of lost the long ball in all of this. So was that by necessity or just the way the game went or what?
I think when you watch it, you always go into a game understanding the defense that you're playing and the things that they do that maybe preclude you from taking some of those plays. Doesn't mean you don't call them and take them when they're there. But I'd say you have to go into every game understanding that the defense has a plan of attack and have to take what they give you.
Thank you.
Next one, Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, wondering what did you see on film in regards to some of the batted passes and then also on the first interception that went off Quinshon's hands? It looked like it was thrown a little bit behind him. And just wondering if that's how you saw that.
Yeah, I'd say, listen, we're always looking to be as precise as we can in the pass game. Sometimes tip balls are a part of this game. Like I mentioned to you guys yesterday, we have Shelby Harris is outstanding at that on our side of seeing when the quarterback's getting ready to get rid of the ball. So we'll learn from those. I think as a coach, you always want to teach off of those and say, hey, maybe you can be better with your eyes. Maybe you can be better with your feet, those type of things. Maybe it's wait for another window to throw it in, but you just learn from all of those.
Thank you.
Okay, next one, Scott.
Hey, Kevin, there's a specific play Shedeur was talking about after the game. He thought it was on the last drive, and he said there's a vertical through route, and then he was going to go to the dagger, and the mic kind of peeled off. So he didn't throw it there. So first of all, did you see it the same way?
I was waiting for the dagger question. I knew the dagger question was coming. That's why we broke down the dagger concept and what it is early on. I knew the dagger was coming. They heard that word dagger. They said, oh, we got something to lock on to. I knew it. Y'all, Mary Kay is being Mary Kay. She is being Mary Kay. But I will tell y'all, when I don't recognize this version of Kevin. I don't recognize this version where he's answering questions. This is new to me. Slick Mary Kay with the negativity. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's hear about. Let's hear what he says about the dagger. Did you see it the same way? Nasty. Yeah, she doesn't have good intentions for none of the questions she asks. She never does. She never does. And I think a lot of that is because that's what. I don't even know if it gets her clicks and views, but I know that just seems to be her agenda. To always take a negative approach to the situation, whatever it is. She's the one who's gonna find a negative outlook on it and spin it. That's just her. Mary Kay trying not to say Shedeur's name to avoid all those obsession narratives. Yeah, they don't like it. Kevin must have seen the stats, so no one's going to bring up the O-line, specifically Cam Robinson and that center. Nobody's bringing it up. They don't know enough to bring that up, KC. They heard dagger. They going to leech on and lock on to dagger. They don't know enough to bring that up. No, the next reporter asked Kevin that. My bad. I thought it was Mary Kay. I'm trying to figure out who he is. I might have mixed up the reporter's questions and names, but the Kevin is throwing me off. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I did see that. I saw her sitting there like some leopard print. I did see her, Marie.
Just part of the whole process, because he said then he needed to get the check down quicker, but he didn't on that play. So can you just kind of take me through that? And is that just when you talk about the progress he's making in this whole rookie season, is that an example of that?
Well, I think you really could take every play as a coach and Shedeur as a player. You could take every play and get on the board and talk about all of it. And there's so much that goes into it. There's so much nuance that goes into it. And then you got to tip your cap. Sometimes the defense makes a play. So those situations we will learn from, all of us, Shedeur, all of our young players, learning from some of these situations that you get put in, and learn from the defenses you're going against, learn from when it may be time to throw it away, when it may be time to take the underneath play. All those things I think add up, and certainly late in those ball games, those are the moments that we're going to learn from, so we can be better the next time they roll around.
Thanks.
He gave you the answer. I don't know if y'all heard the answer there, but he said sometimes you got to tip your cap to the defense, meaning the defense won that rep. The same thing Shedeur said. The defense won the rep. They watched film too. He tapped it. Yeah. Zedric, I caught that. Hey, he said the defense won that rep. When he said sometimes you got to tip your hat to the defense won that rep. They won the rep. So when you have other people saying, why didn't Shedeur do this? Hey, the defense, it's going to be reps that the defense win. When you're a good defense, you're going to win certain reps. It's going to happen. Did you see how Dan Canales hugged Bryce Young yesterday after the game? I need a coach to believe in Shedeur like Dan believes in Bryce. I didn't see it, but Dan Canales is one of the coaches that I like. I like how patient he is. He is making sure Bryce does not look over his shoulder. So he's one of the coaches, one of the younger coaches that I do like. Shanithia, the video, it was well off. It should have been well off's last video. I want to say he put it out last night. Towards the end of the video is when he's going to be in the press room where he's recording it. It's going to be towards the end of the video. Doesn't sound like he's blaming Shedeur. Yeah, I caught that. Cleveland media must have been hired from the National Enquirer magazine. They are messy. Facts. You can't catch everything with your body. You cannot. You need to catch up with your hands. Quinshawn, can we get rid of Mary Kay along with Stanky? They are made for each other. Sorry for the typos, just frustrated with Stanky. It's all good. I see Shedeur's nice, nasty admonishment didn't take effect. They come in messy as ever. They do. They do. Yep, so Marie added the link there.
All right, we'll go back to Mary Kay.
Mary Kay, back up.
Yeah, Kevin, just wondering what will be a point of emphasis for Shedeur for this week against the Steelers? Will it be, I'm sure that protecting the ball is always paramount for you guys, but what would you say you're going to be looking for in this sixth start for him?
So before he even answers this question, she asks, what will be the point of emphasis for Shedeur this week going into the next game? He is never going to answer this question because you're going to tip your hand to the defense on something you think he needs to work on so they can highlight that. He would never answer this question. This question don't even make sense. From a football standpoint, this question makes 0 sense. 0 sense. You know what Andrew might do? The way Barry hugged Shedeur after the Raiders game looked like an uncle proud of his nephew. Doggy bone, that's a fact. Check it. Shedeur, my name is Yolanda Adams. I sang and made millions on this song. The battle is not yours. Read 2 Chronicles 20 and 15 is meant for you too. Man, I like that song. Let's see. It's not really much he can answer to this question. This question don't make sense, y'all.
Yeah, I think it's going to be building off of all the things that we're doing right now, Mary Kay, and the really good things that we're doing, and then it's going to be a matter of understanding this defense, this Pittsburgh defense, which is different than the team we played before. Obviously, Shedeur did not play in the first Pittsburgh game, so first time versus that group. So you really have to spend a lot of time this week getting to know this defensive front, their coverages, those type of things.
Thank you.
He was never going to answer that question. He was never going to answer that question. That was a wasted question. Let's tell the defense what we working on. That don't even make sense. Mary Kay needs to just quit, but if he answers it, the fix is in. That's how silly her questions are. Very silly. Just shows you the lack of understanding. Shout out to Zedric letting us know when Kevin Stefanski was talking. I'm surprised by this. He went way more in depth on a couple questions than I expected him to. Also, he puts a lot of filler words around it, but I was surprised he answered that question about if the defense won the rep or not, because he said, tip your hat to the defense. So I still feel like this, y'all.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Hey, my man said I want another job soon. Talking loud without saying anything. That's a fact. Does Mary Kay realize other players are on the team? I want a question about what was going on with the defense the first half. Yeah. I want to know why the last 2 games, the defense has been getting gashed so much in the run game. What are some adjustments you've seen on film that you need to make, or what's the reason? Give us the reason, because it didn't seem like they were getting gashed this bad the whole season. So that would be a better question, but y'all see it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this stream. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be back at this thing on Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, tap into the Patreon. If you want to see the film breakdowns, if you want to take your support to the next level, definitely tap into the Patreon. I appreciate all of y'all. Shanithia got something to say before we roll. When you're a good person and want the best for someone, it shows. That is why we see the emotion to players from some coaches. That is a big fact. That is a big fact. All right, last question for you, D. What you got, Shanithia? What you got? That's why I started to highlight coaches in the middle of the season, because I wanted y'all to see the way their relationships are different. I wanted y'all to see that because the relationships are different. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I enjoy this, man. This is like is helping me get through the Browns season, because at this point last year, I just gotta let y'all know, because I just tell y'all what it is. The last 2 games of the season for the Browns last year, I ain't even stream, y'all. I was like, forget it. I was on TikTok at the time. It was bad. I couldn't listen to this stuff no more. I didn't even stream the last 2 games. And the very last game of the season, Bailey Zappi started, I didn't even watch the game. I didn't even watch the game, the last game of the season. So that's what it is. Another great one. We're going to be back at this thing on Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern. Enjoy y'all a couple of days. Protect your peace. Don't fall for the traps that the media is putting out there by just blaming Shedeur, acting like he's not getting better. And also use some of that mental toughness that he is showing. We show that and not go back and forth with people. I'm going to hate when the season ends, because I enjoy Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sundays with y'all. Keep Mathis. This thing is going to keep going. So I'm going to see if we still going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But it's going to be other streams that we do. We're going to do other watch parties. We're not just going to go away at the end of the year. We still going to have a show. There's so much to talk about. So we still going to be here. We still going to be here, Keith Mathis. I ain't going to leave y'all. We still going to rock out. But I appreciate the fact that y'all even thinking, in a couple of weeks how it's going to be, but we still going to be here. So salute to y'all. Protect your peace. I'll see y'all Wednesday. Peace, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed it.